WDL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Tuesday, April 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 74. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of OTB Mailbag, and Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football joins the show at 9 a.m. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let me go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, everyone? Welcome in OTB Tuesday, April 18th, 2023. Hope you're having a wonderful morning here on this Tuesday. It is somehow still like 50 degrees when you wake up in April. Almost April 20th. Wild stuff here in the capital city. And we got a wild show planned for you today. Actually, I mean, it's not going to be that wild. But we do have a show planned for you today. We're going to take a little potentially depressing trip down memory lane, as there's kind of a big article written in The Advocate and NOLA.com. You can go check it out, theadvocate.com as well. Just kind of recapping the last 16 months for the stars of your favorite professional sports teams. What a kind of rough road it has been. I want to look at some SEC baseball numbers as we are halfway through and things are starting to become a bit more clear about, who's good, who's not. There's a very funny Jamar Chase video they found on local news. It looks like some TikTok boys pranked a bunch of people into, convincing them they were Jamar Chase, even though he was like 5'0". I don't know. We'll see. Jalen Hurts getting paid. We'll talk about that. Also, what does it mean for Burrow and company? We do a little LSU spring preview. Got our OTB mailbag. We got Nick Underhill coming up, and you got the NBA playoffs going down as, don't look now, the Kings. The Kings currently, I know exactly how that fan base feels right now. I imagine this is what it felt like. Now, granted, the seeding was different, but I remember what it felt like when the Pelicans swept the Blazers back in the day after being bad for so long, and it felt incredible. And now the Kings up 2-0, the defending champ Warriors. So congratulations, Sacramento fans. It remains endlessly frustrating how they've just rocketed past you. So, look, T-Bob, Jake, Mario, and Taylor are all here today. Jake, what's up, man? How we feeling?
Feeling good. Yeah, you mentioned the Kings. They're the only thing that's been on the TV so far in studio. Is the only thing that I heard on the radio this morning, and it is quite the series there. Your brethren, Draymond.
My Volume Sports coworker,
what you doing?
Draymond Green.
What is he doing? I know we asked that a lot. And it's like over and over again, but like he stomped
just going full heel
on his chest, and then just like gets the crowd hype in an away venue to get more excited for the game.
Yeah, he look, I love referring to players like I've always talked about this. A lot of times they treat players, especially in basketball where it's so visible and so superstar driven, kind of like WWE superstars, right? It's like when Kevin Durant went to the Warriors back in the day. Like I said, look, he remained a good dude, right? He was philanthropic. He was involved in the community. But it was still a heel turn from like a personality situation. Draymond is maybe just living that he's just taking – what is it? Who's our resident wrestling nerd now? Is it you, Mar? Did the work become a shoot? Or which one is it fake and which one it's real?
Yeah, I think you had it right.
Yeah,
the work
right?
becomes a shoot.
Yeah. And Draymond needs to chill. He really thinks he's out there wrestling now. It was, I mean, but also, I mean, what are we talking about? This is a guy who got kicked out of an NBA Finals that he had wrapped up by punching someone in the nuts and it ended up causing a series. Like, I don't think any of us should be shocked by what he did at Sabonis last night.
I mean, the referee kind of tells him, like, hey, you're out of here. He's like, oh, bet, and, like, taps him on the chest and goes to get the crowd hype. like he was excited to get kicked out of the game with 7 minutes and some change left in the game.
I mean, the funniest part is, if you haven't seen the highlight, he comes down on his chest and then he leaps off of him like a wrestling move, like a literal wrestling move. Like he throws a little extra English into it, like he is acting, but he was not.
Remember when Ndamukong Suh stomped Rodgers? It reminds me of that.
Yeah. I would rather be stomped by Draymond than Ndamukong Suh, though, I think, with cleats.
With cleats, yeah.
Even though Draymond still hurt terribly badly, Sue was pretty scary for a while there. So, shout out Sacramento, I guess. Like I said, I think it hurts as a Pelicans fan. And it's not bad as terms of a segue to what I'm going to talk about here in the opening segment. As if you just look at your New Orleans professional teams, Jake, it's been a pretty rough 16 months, okay? And we're not even going to get into this from I'm not even going to get into, like, the Marshawn Lattimore injury last year that cost him 10 games. I'm not going to get into any of the smaller injuries. Jeff Duggan, Luke Johnson, and Christian Clark have a pretty interesting little timeline where they lay this all out. But if you want to wallow in some pity and self-misery, think about this. So your three highest-paid superstars, Michael Thomas, Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram. In the last 16 months alone, you have Michael Thomas missing 31 of 34 games. And, of course, that's after the greatest season that a receiver's ever had. Zion Williamson missing 135 of 164 games. And then, kind of makes Brandon Ingram look not bad. Brandon Ingram missing 64 of the 164. What's wild, over that time, those three stars, Jake, it's going to frustrate you, so maybe plug your ears. Those two stars have been paid $205 million in earnings in those 16 months, right? So about roughly a year and a half, $200 million and some change, and a combined, like I said, Mike Thomas, 31 of 34. Zion missed 135 of 164, and Brandon Ingram has missed 64 games in that span. Does it do anything to you to have it laid out bare in front of you and in front of your face like that?
I unfortunately could have guessed some of those numbers.
Yeah.
And that's very troublesome. I mean, the money, you knew I should have plugged my ears. You knew that was something that was going to anger me, but it's not really. Yes, it's about the money, but that's from a bitter former professional athlete that didn't even come close to touching that much money. The part that should frustrate everyone is the games missed. You can't have your stars miss that much time and expect to win anything of note. And football, you can cover it up more, certainly. I mean, you have more options out there. Guys can step up. It's more of a team sport because the numbers out there on the field. But like in basketball, you're missing stars like that. It's hard. It is hard to be who you know you can be, and that's the frustrating part. Like if I'm the Pelicans and I saw what I could be and the team that I put together, because make no mistake, like you move all the different pieces to create the team that you think can go out there and win basketball games, and you felt like you finally had that, and you did, and you were the number 1 seed in the West, and you looked like you were going to get a top 3 seed no matter what happened, like even if you faltered a little bit, and then you're going to play in game. And then you don't make a postseason series because of injuries. And it's not an excuse. It's just that's how when they put that team together, that's how they thought that they could go out there and win the most games possible. And again, like we had a small sample size, but we had proof that probably could have been the case.
Yeah, and look, man, I know many of y'all out there are, massive Saints and Pelicans fans. Like when I was at an Evangeline the other night, all anybody wanted to come talk about was Zion and the Pelicans and Mike Thomas and the Saints and let's talk about Mike Thomas real quick, right? Because Brandon Ingram ended up coming back. I don't know what the future holds for Zion, but I am very intrigued to see where Mike Thomas's journey goes from here. Because already it's been very unexpected, right? Like we thought without a shadow of a doubt, like I thought there was a 0% chance that Mike Thomas would be in a Saints uniform for another year. It's actually probably the most shocking story of the offseason that we just kind of glossed over, right? We didn't spend a lot of time on it. We were just kind of like, oh, look at that. And I think partially that's when you miss 31 to 34 games, like nobody's going to be too, like, get too all in on any news like that. But again, it was a foregone conclusion by everybody. Nick Underhill, everybody who knew and knows the Saints and how these contracts work, that he would be gone. And there were kind of some whispers, wait, maybe he's going to say, and then he ends up staying. And the thing about Zion and Ingram is, Jake, they're good, right? They're all-stars. But they can't really hold a candle to what Mike Thomas was when he was at his best. They're all-stars. He was all-pro. Like, he was on a legitimate, we've laid it out before, he was on a legitimate, you can say this and it's not hyperbolic, he was on a legitimate Hall of Fame type of trajectory. And so it's so sad to see what has happened over the last few years. And then it gets even weirder when just last month, Dennis Allen is saying Mike Thomas still is not fully recovered from that toe injury, and they don't want him on the field till he's 100%. And I agree to that. I don't know how that's still possible, but maybe there's a little hope in the air. As yesterday, Mike Thomas posted an Instagram where he was deadlifting 530 pounds. Jake, he looked good. He looked pretty strong. I don't know what it means and in terms of his health or where that toe's at, but he at least looks to be keeping his body right. And you think about Mike Thomas, that is someone who wins with strength, doing a lot of wet work, the contested catches and whatnot. It's what he's going to be relied upon to do this season. Does it make you feel any better seeing Mike Thomas deadlift 530?
No.
What?
I mean,
what?
Not really. I am not a big fan of off-season workout videos, and I know it's in vogue. I know everyone does it. I know everybody's like, hey, I'm working out. Well, everybody's working out. Everybody's doing those things. And I realize you're asking me because of his injury. Man, it's been a long time since he hurt that toe.
It's been a long time.
It's been a very long time. If that thing's not healed, it's not going to heal. So it is, I mean, it's good. It's good to see him. He seems to be in a much better mindset than he was 6 months ago, certainly. I would say 3 months ago. You see him and Chris Olave going on a retreat, basically, to go catch passes together. Those things are good. He wanted a quarterback. He's got a quarterback.
Yep.
Now, so everything's going in the right direction.
Yeah.
But it's the old fool me once type situation, right? Okay, so he's got to get back on the field because he is a game changer. To your point, he was an all-pro. Like, Zion probably could have been the same thing, but we haven't seen a full season out of him yet, so we don't know that. We know.
You can't even give it. Yeah, you can't give him all pro.
No, we know with Thomas. And so you're talking like for the Saints, like think about where they were last year. And we certainly like 2 years ago. I mean, we had Mario beating on the table for Callaway.
Yeah,
right. That's where you. Well, he's still very is, but
is no longer
like that's where you were like trying to find receivers.
Yeah.
Now you got Chris Olave, and he looks like he is absolutely hit as a first-round pick. Shaheed looks like there is some very, very high-arcing, could be a game-changer, stretch the field type of receiver. I mean, we always talk about it, but the redraft, NFL experts said he would be a second-round pick if they redrafted last year's draft. That's not nothing to me.
No.
Okay, so, like, it's much better now, but you add in a Mike Thomas to that core, now you're talking about giving Derek Carr a ton of weapons. Tight end's going to be something you address in this draft. Don't know about the running back position, but you can get a stud running back in, I think, the first 4 rounds of this upcoming draft. So things are going in the right direction. But if you get a fully engaged and a fully healthy Mike Thomas, I mean, you're talking about one of the better offenses in the NFC, not just the South.
I'm glad that you went positive there, because on the way out of this first break, allow yourself, if you will, if you're out there in your car, you're a Saints and a Pelicans fan, and you're so used to misery and glass half empty and all the pessimism of the last couple of years, allow yourself here in this beautiful spring morning in which nothing really matters and you can decide how you feel in these things. Allow yourselves to give over to optimism. Allow yourself to fantasize here for a bit. Imagine Mike Thomas comes back this year, and he is the Mike Thomas of old, right? Even the one that you saw for a brief flash in the pan last year against Atlanta, leading that incredible comeback to beat the Falcons week 1. All of a sudden, He comes back. Him and Derek Carr ball out. He's 100-plus catch, 1,000-yard receiver once again. Next thing you know, Jake, the boys, C.J. McCollum, Larry Nance, they get with Zion Williamson over the offseason. He matures. He takes care of his business. He gets his body right. He's back. Brandon Ingram starts and finishes next season like he finished this one. Both teams make the playoffs, and all is right in the world once again. There's 16 grueling months. That is a possibility. Boy can dream. After all, how sweet it would be if that would actually happen.
Yeah, it would be. But it's like George W. said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, well, you ain't going to fool me twice.
You got to fool me twice. What song uses that as a hook? It's very good.
J. Cole.
Yeah.
Shame on me.
Whatever. Here on April 18th, 2023, preparing to celebrate 420 here in a couple of days, I'm going to choose positivity. I'm going to choose to believe that everything I just said is going to come true and that it's all going to work out, and I will wait to be proven wrong, okay? Because I'm not going to sit here miserable for an entire offseason expecting things to go badly. Rather, I'll expect things to go well, and I'll deal with the pain when it comes.
Okay. I'm glad you're taking that approach. I understand injuries, and injuries happen. And we never know the severity of an injury. We never know what the pain is of an injury. But I would like to think that I've been through a lot of injuries. T, you've been through a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
And sometimes, most of the time, certainly once you get in the season, you're not going to feel great. You're not going to feel 100%. In fact, if you feel 85%, you feel like you're cheating. You feel like you've done something that's not right because you're like, man, I feel great.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to see some of that too. I need to see some desire, some want to, some I'm not protecting myself because damn it, I'm giving it all to the team. Like there's a lot of guys. And is it a meathead mentality? Yeah, it is. But hey, I'd rather give everything I have and be on the field for 6 years and play that long opposed to missing some seasons, protecting myself and playing 8 years and missing 70 games.
Yeah, and I guess it's weird, right? Because if you just look at the players individually, Zion doesn't. I mean, it's I don't know. Like in basketball with the fully guaranteed contracts, maybe they're not as pressured to come back, right? He can kind of chill. He's got the max contract, like he's got his money. It is what it is. But Mike Thomas, there's still a lot of money left to be made for Mike Thomas if he can prove to be the Mike Thomas of old. Wide receiver contracts are higher than they've ever been. Wide receivers are valued more than they've ever been. Remember just a few years ago, we used to think that you couldn't win with wide receivers. Now, getting an elite wide receiver is one of the ways that people believe that you can get immediately that much better. And if he can prove to be that again, he has another big contract left in him. So, only time will tell. But again, we're going to choose positivity here on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Coming up next, I want to talk a little SEC baseball. We're now halfway through the schedule. I think the top 25 is really interesting when you look at after 10 weeks, who's in, who's out. And now we have a very good sample size, Jake, of conference-only stats, which I think matter more than overall statistics. And, they paint a pretty interesting picture. So let's break it down next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
225-206-1517, 225-206-1517. That's Riverlands Insurance. Guy Thomas and Megan email going to get you right, okay? You go to Riverlands Insurance today. You call that number. And I don't care what it is, a home, auto, business, like something in construction, like literally whatever kind of insurance. They shop around. They have they find you the best policy. They save you money. Largest progressive dealer in the state, but it's not just progressive. Save money. Call Riverlands, 225-206-1517.
And you might be thinking, well, it's 7:19 in the morning. Maybe it's too early. It's not going to be too early for Thomas. You might be thinking, I'm not in Baton Rouge. That doesn't matter either. No matter where you're at in the state of Louisiana, Thomas can help you, and he can help you literally right now if you want to give him a call, because he is always ready to answer your phone call, answer any questions that you might have. We have seen him do it. He'll do it for you, certainly. That is 225-206-1517.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text TB to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you.
Hey, it's on. Join me for a Tuesday Hunt Palmer Show. We'll chat with Glenn West about the Tigers getting ready to play ULL and Sharif Ishak on the Pels season. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. We were talking about comfort food during the break, Jake. You said you saw a study that said what?
If you have anxiety and stress when you eat something that is considered unhealthy, you think that it's actually helping those things, but in fact, it is only heightening those things.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Now that we've talked it out, I think that the temptation is, to do something that you think like the old. We'll use like the stereotypical like pint of ice cream. That would not be mine, but But yes, your self-worth is going to feel less than when you get done. I guess when I think about comfort food, it's more, it should be eaten more when you're happy and feeling good. Because I feel like if you're already feeling bad, like you said, that's going to exacerbate those feelings. Whereas, let's say you're like at the end of the week, you feel like you had a clean week, you feel good, feeling happy, weekend's ahead of you, then that's a time where maybe you can go enjoy something and if let's say it just makes you feel bad no matter what, well, if you're coming from a happier place, okay, then you're gonna level out. And so that's a little better. But yes, it always I've been there before where already you're like stressed about something, you're not feeling great, and you're hungry and you're like, oh man, I'm driving by, just on a whim, you're like, oh, look, there's a burger place. I mean, you go and you smash, and then you're like, oh, my God, dude, now I feel like why? Like, I literally didn't even make it out the parking lot before this meal was just vacuumed down into my gullet, and now I feel even worse about myself.
Look, we're just trying to give you the information that we have. Sometimes we have people in studio that, like to have a good comfort meal, so we're just laying different things out. As Daniel Basham says, so stress eating 30 honey buns isn't helping with my anxiety?
No, I mean, y'all know me and my Chinese food addiction. And certainly what I've found through the years is if I'm in a bad headspace and I do it, it goes awfully. Mm-hmm. But if, like I said, good week of working out, it's Friday night, kids asleep, maybe got like a movie or freaking Succession that I want to watch. Oh my God, I'm on season 1 of Succession and I am hooked.
Finally?
That show.
Oh my God.
Wowzer.
Thank you, T-Bob.
Like, it's got its hooks in me. Every now and then the show does this to where every spare minute I have, I am whipping out the phone and knocking out a few more minutes. Yeah. Like, I was in the Starbucks line this morning, and as I'm sitting there in the drive-thru, bust out the phone because I had to finish the episode that I had stayed up way too late watching last night. So, I'm still a little intimidated by the fact that knowing I'm about to commit myself to 30-something hours of catch up.
But, I mean, 2.5 type C. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. But my God, it's good. I mean, geez, I don't exactly know what the I mean, obviously very sharp writing and everything. I don't know what the appeal is. Maybe it's just enjoyable to think about these kind of massive empires and getting look at the lies and drama, or the lives. Well, I guess lies probably plays too, and drama and interconnected webs of the kind of American oligarchy. But I just something clicked last night and I just could not put it down.
Yeah, you're in for a ride, sir.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Yes, I am. It's already the point where it's so good, and people are talking so highly about season number 4. I'm like, what the hell is going to happen over the next 3 seasons to kind of keep this pace up? Yeah. Because already the pace feels so solid, and seems like they've managed to maintain that. So, shout out. I wish I didn't have to be talking to all of y'all right now, and I could be watching.
I can feel that a little bit.
Succession. I was having to fight it in my office this morning. I finally had to throw my phone against the wall and be like, okay, you got to lock in and put some sort of show together. You can't just watch Succession all the way until the show starts.
It's like when you have a stick shift and you're in, maybe you're in third and you need to switch gears, but you're like, you know what, I'm just going to push it. I'm just going to keep pushing it. And you get right to that red line. Well, that's where that show stays the entire time.
Yeah.
It's like there's no way. And it never really gives you a moment to take a deep breath, but that's what that show is.
That's impressive. Constant. That's impressive to be able to keep up that pace. Daniel Blunt says, Mike Thomas can't play on the field, but he can deadlift 530 pounds. How's that work? Well, to be clear, look at what's required, right? We're not talking about cutting. We're not talking about, a deadlift's a very static sort of deal.
Yeah, and you're not on your toes, really.
Yeah, not really. Not if you're doing it correctly, right? You're going to be on the ball of your feet, kind of the heels, or the pad. You're spread out all the way amongst the foot. So it's not, those things are not 1-1. Now, if you want to say, how in the world is Mike Thomas still dealing, not 100% from a toe injury that happened last football season? Like that, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. And I know that toe injuries, turf toe is something that we all kind of look our nose up at, and it's a bit more serious and harder to play through than we think. But I thought it would heal by now.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, let's don't dance around.
Saying that last month is kind of wild. But that was last month. This is this month. We haven't got an update. We don't need an update. Again, like we said, boys, glass half full. Mike Thomas come back, going to get back to being all-pro. Zion's going to mature, and Brandon Ingram's going to pick right up where he left off, and both teams are going to make the playoffs next year. And I think it's very important for the Saints to make the playoffs. Mine Not For Rent was in the chat talking about how, the Benson Mind Trust has just traded off of Sean Payton and Drew Brees being great, and it's really covered up for them being ineffective. And that's a legitimate criticism until they prove that they can win in the post-Payton and Brees era. And prove that you're not going to revert back to being the Aints or who you have been for pretty much your entire franchise history. Again, that's why I championed so hard for Derek Carr, as I think he's kind of the path to maybe getting back to the playoffs this year. We'll see. Let's talk a little SEC baseball. My never end. Does he not feel like Mike Thomas yet? I don't know. What if he came out and said that?
Okay, that's kind of funny.
Y'all know you are hitting like all my triggers right now.
I know. But hey, look, wait, why? You hate positivity?
No, I just get on the field, find a way.
Yeah,
find a way. And I know I was in a different position than everybody that we're talking about, but find a way to get on the field. Your teammates want you on the field. Go to the field. Even if you don't feel 100%, if they tell you, hey, you are healthy, find your way to the field, because that's why you're there. That's why you're getting paid. And that's who's counting on you. That's another portion of it. Like, the last thing that I ever wanted to do was to disappoint the vets.
Yeah.
Even when I was a vet,
The
I
old
didn't want to
heads, the
disappoint
OGs.
the vets. Like, getting side-eyed by all pro guys that, they're tired. They're 34, 35 years old. They got 3 kids at home. And like this 20-something-year-olds in the club, in the tub, trying to make the club. No. What are we doing?
Can't get in the club if you're stuck in the tub.
You can't. I mean, that's the frustrating part. Like, you got to get on the field, man. You got to do everything you can on and off the field to be able to do so. Do the right things. Do the treatment that you're supposed to be doing.
So Daniel's talking about how, we got Zion out here doing windmill dunks, Mike Thomas doing huge deadlifts. Let's be clear. The situations are not one-to-one, right? Zion is during the season not playing and doing the windmill dunks. Mike Thomas, this is not bad for his recovery. He's not risking injuring himself further by lifting. He's getting in shape. He needs to be lifting. He needs to be getting his body right. Like, and we don't know where the health of that toe is. I mean, it should be basically 100%. So, like, I'm not worried about Mike Thomas doing any deadlifts in the offseason. And again, Zion's problem, as David Griffin told us, was more conditioning at this point than anything. I mean, bro, I don't want to say anything. Old boy was sweating after that little pregame warm-up. Did you see him? I mean, it was looking pretty greasy. I've had those sweats. Part of that was the meat sweats. I've been there. I could see him from a mile away. David Bass says y'all are stressing Jake to the point where he's going to binge some comfort food.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Well, okay, forget comfort meal. What about a happy meal? You're happy. You want to eat something that is not healthy, and it's like your one cheat day in a month, one cheat day in a week, whatever you want it to be. What is your go-to?
Hamburger steak.
Oh, really? Wow,
Yeah.
That's the most blue-collar 318 answer I could possibly fathom.
I love a good hamburger steak.
Of course. Yeah, it was my mom's side of the family that introduced me to chicken fried steak and hamburger steak back in the day. Both delicious.
Yeah, look, you know me. I go to Piccadilly. I get that hamburger steak.
Hell yeah, dude.
A little side of green beans, carrot souffle. Sign me up.
A hamburger steak as the cheap. I mean, I guess whatever. Mine is cheap Chinese. It's no less ridiculous whatsoever. It's probably even more ridiculous as there's no actual like cultural relevance to where we live.
Well, you got somebody asking, since you're such a Chinese head, what's the best Chinese in Baton Rouge in the chat?
I've always you know me. I've always been a huge Chinese Inn fan of Nicholson. Went there for about 15 years. I don't live close enough to make it too realistic to go there now. So every now and then I'll sneak that in. But I don't know. I've been hitting up this place, China Express. And again, you got to understand though. You got to understand where I'm coming from.
Is the bar pretty low?
Well, you got to understand. I believe that Chinese food operates on an inverse scale, right? Where a lot of times, kind of the cheaper the place gets, the better it gets. Now, I'm not going to put that on Chinese Inn, right? Because I don't think that plays. Like, it's definitely a step above, like, mall or like Panda Express and everything, but like those are great as well. Chinese food is not very I should be like saying, like, I guess like Chinese American food, right? It's not very highfalutin to me. You don't need a ton of resources to make it good. That said, a lot of people still go awry. And I do want to give a little shout out to Express, because I searched around in my new house for a few different spots, and some spots nicer than others. And Express hit that. I guess there's like a certain magic, right? It doesn't really matter about the quality of the restaurant, because I've been to really nice places where I kind of come away unimpressed. And I've been to bad places that weren't good, like some of the other bad places. Every now and then somebody just hits what I'm looking for, the magic, and Express has been scratching that itch. Probably doesn't hurt that, like, for $20 they just give you like a mountain of sesame chicken. Just an absolute, basically give you like a treasure chest of sesame chicken popped in front of your face. We can't be talking about this, because now I'm gonna have to get Chinese sometime. We're gonna wait till Friday. We're gonna wait. We're gonna try to hold off till the weekend, maybe Thursday.
We all know what Mario's would be. We all.
What is your happy food?
Cheese fries, honestly. If
Really?
I'm going, if I want to go ham, I'll get a good order of cheese fries,
Yeah,
like
but
bacon.
can you really
sour
go
cream.
ham when you go ham that often?
Fair, but I don't go that ham. I'll get like regular fries, seasoned fries, not loaded fries.
Okay, fair enough.
What about you, Taylor? What's your happy food?
I like a good burger.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger, yeah.
Oh,
It's a
man.
good one.
You're in the right spot. You're in the right
Look
location in
look
studio.
at the burger bros back there. Dude. Okay.
I appreciate a good burger. And like you said with Chinese, the cheaper the better. Like one of those $9.95 burgers. Excellent.
Oh, really? Okay. So you're saying on the burger scale, the cheaper the better.
I don't need nothing fancy on my burger.
I do have an eternal, it's probably all the science they put into it and the sugar and everything. I do have an eternal soft spot for like a McDouble. Right, just a cheap little McDouble. They go down so easy. Pop them like Tic Tacs. All right, when we get back, we completely lost the thread here. We're going to actually get to SEC baseball. Keep it locked. More OTB coming up.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $15,000 off all new 2022 1500 SCA trucks. And all new Bayou automotive vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Each year, Guarantee Media hosts a radiothon to benefit Dreams Come True, the local organization that grants dreams to Louisiana kids suffering life-threatening illnesses and their families. We've interviewed these incredible kids, and their stories warm our hearts. And none of it would be possible without your help. So we're asking for your support in our effort to making more dreams come true. Each year, our Dreams Come True radiothon is powered by the Baton Rouge Clinic. Visit GuaranteeMedia.com to pledge your support today, and thank you.
Clash of the Cooks Jambalaya Showdown is back. Join us on Saturday, April 22nd at the Ochsner Medical Complex at The Grove. We've got cooking teams of pros and joes serving up their best jambalaya and Cajun Creole dishes, all while helping raise dough for local families battling cancer. Bring the whole family for great food, live tunes, and good times. Clash of the Cooks Jambalaya Showdown presented by Ochsner. Saturday, April 22nd at lunchtime. Help us paddle it forward. For tickets and more information, go to clashofthecooks.com. All right.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Bayou Ford has $2,000 off MSRP, plus 2.9% APR for 84 months on new 22 Ford Expeditions. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Musso, join us for Tuesday's AFR. Matt is back. We're getting you ready for LSU ULL at the box. LSU is back on the practice field. Special teams coach John Jancic meets with the media. Tuesday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care,
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Talking about SEC baseball. We are halfway through the season, the conference play at least, and Tennessee is officially out of the D1 baseball top 25. In fact, Jake, only 6 teams remaining in the top 25, right? And you got Ole Miss out, Mississippi State out, Tennessee out, Texas A&M out. I don't think Auburn was ranked at the beginning of the year. Maybe they still get. I think they're right outside top 25. They're not there. Now, it should be noted that while you're down to 6 teams, you still have 5 of the top 6.
Yeah.
LSU number 1, Florida 3, Vandy 4, Arkansas 5, South Carolina 6, Kentucky 13. Obviously, LSU already squared up with the bottom 3 there. But very interesting to me to see kind of who's risen and who has fallen thus far in this SEC.
Preseason D1 baseball top 25.
Oh,
Tennessee
yeah,
was number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss was number 4. Texas A&M was number 5.
Later.
Right? And then you had to find Florida at 7, Arkansas at 8, Vanderbilt at 10. You had Alabama at 20 in the preseason.
Okay, nice. So they dropped out too. Hell yeah.
You had South Carolina at 23. Certainly they are in a better position than 23. So, I mean, if I'm an Ole Miss fan, if I'm a Texas A&M, if I'm a Tennessee right now, not only have you dropped out, you had very high expectations coming into this season. I mean, Ole Miss, maybe because you were the defending national champs and you're going to get put up there. I understand that. But Tennessee had very high expectations. With the rotation that they had, who they had coming back, did they lose some? Yes, everybody loses players when you're playing at that level. But that was their preseason expectation. And then Texas A&M, right? Last year surprised some people, thought they were going to make that big jump. Now, they haven't fallen off a cliff, certainly, but they haven't made that jump that a number 5 preseason ranking tells you that they would make. So some interesting teams there. Alabama had some high expectations for what they have been because they were only 31-27 a year ago, and now you think you're going to finally play up to a level that keeps up with some of the, the big boys in the SEC, and they have not done that so far.
You love to see it. Yeah, I mean, look, Tennessee didn't expect to go 25-5, but they didn't expect to be 5-10 halfway through. Kind of insane. A huge shout out to Tommy White, named SEC Player of the Week last week in the 3 games. Goes 7-18, 4 doubles, home run, 11 RBIs. And LSU's got UL tonight at 6:30. So again, when you're talking about these midweek games, they've actually gained a bit more interest, Jake, because of some of the pitching problems, right? Because you want to see some of these different arms, you want to see how they fare. It is more interesting than it was just a few weeks ago. So excited to see them against UL tonight, and then they're heading to Oxford this weekend for a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series. If you look at Ole Miss thus far, Ole Miss got swept by Vanderbilt, in which they got outscored 27-4. They got swept by Florida. They lost 2 of 3 to A&M, 2 of 3 to Arkansas, 2 of 3 to Mississippi State, who also was the worst team in the West entering the weekend. So the bottom line is Ole Miss has yet to win a series. He's even gotten swept a couple times. This is a golden opportunity for LSU to be the latest in that number and bump that conference record up to 12-5. When we get back, I want to look at some of these conference-only stats as they paint a very interesting picture about who maybe is the best team in the SEC. Let's get to it next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com is the website. The website's such a great resource, y'all. I mean, you can straight up custom order your vehicle right there from the website. But I love the people at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, whether it's Lee Sessions and rental department, Tom Waxback, the service department, Aaron Piku, and the whole team on the sales side, like whatever it is, they're just great people who are going to find you and your family the answers that you need at the price that you need. So get in your next vehicle. Make it a Toyota at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, so many different options. We tell you about them every single day. Like currently right now, we drive the Highlander. That is something that we leased. It is a midsize SUV. But, as of right now, it still fits my family. But once we grow here in a couple of months, we're going to have to look at the Sequoia, the Sienna. But the point is, they have options for everyone, no matter what your family size is, no matter what your needs are. Check them out online, allstartoyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I drove myself to the ER, had heart surgery, and drove myself home 24 hours later, feeling fine. Starting running again after the procedure, I'm getting excited thinking about it. I had no pain, nothing. I felt great. And right then and there, I was like, oh my God, I'm back. I'm back. It's just amazing.
Ochsner Health. Long live you.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text TB to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walk.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCoRoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird.
Me, Jimmy Out and Mike Delicano for the Tuesday edition of Game Time. Game Time from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street in the heart of Mid-City. It's Game Time Tuesday night, 6 to 8 p.m. right here, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Some interesting numbers. We've been talking about, now you're 15 games into this SEC season. There is value in looking at the conference-only numbers as you see what you do against the best competition, Jake. And it does drastically change a lot of things. And probably the biggest things that it changed is that it makes Vanderbilt look like the best team in the SEC. They're the only team hitting over 300 in conference play. They're 321. LSU second right now at 292. They're number one in the league with a 4.04 ERA, which that in and of itself is interesting, right? The number one's at 4.04, really showing you that whether it's the juice baseballs that Ben McDonald's been talking about, the tighter strike zones that everybody's been referencing, that ERA numbers are up, and that is a proven fact. LSU right now, Jake, 8th in the SEC in terms of team ERA, 6.27. And Vandy, number 2 in fielding percentage when you look at only conference play. This is another bit of a red flag for the Tigers. LSU 9th in conference-only games. So a defense that started incredible has cooled off here a bit recently. And obviously we talked about last week, it basically cost you a game. With the Joe Bear, was it Joe Bear? Yeah, with the Joe Bear overrun there in right field, the bases loaded. So just some things to watch. Now, I will say this. The reason why, even with LSU not having as good of a record as some of these other SEC teams, the reason why they remain number one is because, again, nobody has played as tough a schedule as the Tigers had. They were the only team in the SEC with a winning record whose opponents had a winning record entering last week. And then you just won a series against 10-5 Kentucky. So you add 10-5 to that opponent's record, right? So, they have by far played the hardest schedule. We're going to learn about Vandy soon, how real they are. Because, look, they swept Ole Miss. They swept Mississippi State. They swept UGA, all awful teams. 2-3 on Mizzou. And then finally against South Carolina, a good team, 2 of 3. They got to go to Tennessee, which, isn't what it once was. But then Kentucky, Alabama, at Alabama, nothing. But then at Florida and home versus Arkansas. To end the season. So Vandy looks like the best right now. I'll be interested to see if they come back down to earth a bit the same way that LSU has against this elite SEC competition.
LSU, the portion of their schedule that we kind of had circled here at the beginning of it, obviously they've played the toughest competition, but still, for them not to have to play Vanderbilt or Florida either, that's a big advantage for LSU. Now, those teams don't have to play LSU, so they're saying the same things that we are on their shows today that cover those teams. But this is a portion of the schedule that the fact that LSU is still the top team in the country after who they've played and knowing who they have coming up. And we talked about it yesterday. You still have to go out there. It's still SEC baseball players. You have to take care of business. But you would assume, it's only for you going to gain confidence, gain what you're standings are in the standings as far as your conference record. And so this is a great time for LSU. And it comes at the perfect time for them as they try to figure out exactly who's healthy, who's available, and what they're going to do with the rotation. So LSU's in a very good spot. Now you have to take full advantage of it, and we'll see. You're right. I mean, we're going to find out about Vanderbilt. We're going to know exactly who they are. Florida, you feel like you have a pretty good idea of who they are. I mean, that's a team that I feel like is going to be there till the very end.
Yeah. I mean, in fact, you look at the top strikeout men in the SEC right now, and it's a huge credit to Paul Skeens. He is by far in first place. He has 56 Ks in conference play. But then second and third on that list are a couple of Florida guys. Hurston Waldrop and Brandon Sproat, second and third. But again, I want to say their numbers are hold on, let me try to my computer's frozen up. I got all my papers right here. So Sproat is second with 43 compared to that 56. Waldrop is. And then Sproat's third with 37.
Yeah.
So he's nearly doubled up 30 second place Skeens has. But the problem is you're seeing two Florida pitchers there. You just got to get a bit more consistency out of Ty Floyd.
It's been there,
yeah,
but you got to get it back. And it's been a control issue.
Exactly. The whole staff. Everybody outside of Paul Skeens has to stop giving out so many free passes. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. UL tonight. OTB Mailbag kicking off hour number 2.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Patient Plus Urgent Care, man. If you're having any, I don't know, like this weather's so crazy, maybe you're dealing with some sort of sickness. Seems like kids just are constantly dealing with one thing or another now, little petri dishes that they are. But the point is, you got life, man. You got stuff to do. You can't afford to be sick. So for life's unexpected moments, you want to get in and get better, you want to go to Patient Plus Urgent Care. I always brag about facilities. I cannot, just go see for yourself, okay? If you don't trust me, that's fine. Go to the Patient Plus Bite closest to you. They're all over the city. And you'll see why it's different, and you'll see why I'm always pushing you there. Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com.
It truly is quality care for life's little unexpected moments, and they are all about convenience. That's why if you're in the Baton Rouge area, there is going to be a location that is convenient to you no matter where you're at in the Baton Rouge area. You can always go ahead and schedule the visit online as well, patientplusuc.com. Patient Plus, get in and get better.
At Corval Toyota in Opelousas, you can get 3.99% financing on select 2023 models. And we also have a large selection of pre-owned inventory. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Clash of the Cooks Jambalaya Showdown is back.
Join us on Saturday, April 22nd
at the Ochsner Medical Complex at The Grove. We've got cooking teams of pros and joes serving up.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Tuesday, April 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 74. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of OTB Mailbag coming up next. Brody Miller of The Athletic joins the show at 8:30, and we talk Saints with Nick Underhill of New Orleans.Football at 9 a.m. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Hello, everyone, and welcome in to hour number 2 of OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mara, and Taylor hanging out with you today. A lot to get to this hour. I want to do OTB Mailbag. We got Brody Miller coming up at 8:30. I still want to get to that Jamar Chase video that I was talking about to start the show, but something just came across the timeline in the chat here. This is not going to be the official start of OTB Mailbag, so I want to stay here for a second. Melody Benedict Walsh says, did y'all see Arkansas football's Liberty Bowl rings? Thoughts? Hashtag champs crying emoji with a ring. Okay, here's what I will say. I do think that different schools are going to have different requirements for when you hand out a ring. I think that context matters in these sorts of things. And, man, I don't really care about anybody getting rewarded, right? Like, I mean, it's, look, that's an Arkansas football team that worked very hard, managed to get to a bowl and win their bowl game. And for Arkansas, where, look, I don't think a national championship in the modern era of football is ever going to be in the cards unless you just hit on some sort of like revolutionary coach-player combination or some Burrow-esque type of situation. I don't know that Arkansas will ever be able to win a national championship. Hell, I don't know if they'll be able to win an SEC championship. So I have no problem with that. The only rings I've ever had a problem with are all of you insane traction parents. Like you kids who are giving your 5-year-old T-ball team rings. What the hell are y'all doing? It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I'm not even trying to crap on because when I was at that Rougarou game, I had to introduce a team full of 5-year-olds that had these like big, fat, fake rings. And it was great for the kids. It's fun, I guess, or whatever. But like, I don't know, man. It just felt so over the top. And then one of them was like trash talking you. He was like, ask Jake about when we played his team. Guys, they're 5 years old. Relax. Like, let them just go run around on Nimbly Bimbly and be kids and like have fun. Like, What are we giving out freaking rings for at 5? It cheapens any ring you'll ever get again in your life after that.
That's fair. I had forgotten that like they were talking trash through like 6-year-olds to me just because my son was on the team. The absolute best, and we'll have to ask Flynn about this if he comes in tomorrow. There was a team in flag football kindergarten, and it was actually not even like kindergarten because Memphis was in preschool at the time. Flag football. It was a close game, fun game, and this other team. And the dad is the quarterback, like the coach at this point, and like scores a winning touchdown, does the Tiger Woods fist pump.
No.
And I'm like, okay.
No.
He's excited. Like,
Dad,
whatever.
you cannot be celebrating on 5-year-olds if you are the quarterback.
Oh, it gets better.
That is a pathetic look.
Regular season, by the way, again. And then they both coaches no kids in sight, take a picture with the scoreboard. Holding up the one.
No.
Regular season game. This team didn't win the championship. And they truly thought, in their heart of hearts, that they had beaten me and Flynn in football. They went out there and beat us.
That's the saddest ass thing I've heard in a long time.
It was like I felt sorry for them because Matt was great. Matt was the quarterback of the team. Matt did a great job of making sure all the kids had fun and were engaged in the whole deal. And it was a really fun season. But when they took pictures of the scoreboard, I didn't even know how to feel. I'll be honest with you. Appalled, ashamed for them. I mean, shocked. All of those feelings.
Champ says, Jake, you salty taking that L. Yeah, exactly.
No. Our team went farther. Like our team did better.
No, bro.
Like it wasn't an L.
Look. Champ's obviously being tongue in cheek there, but
if it would have been the kids celebrating,
you know who you are. That's too much, guys.
Oh my gosh,
we got a
I didn't know what to do.
You cannot if you are a if you're in coach pitch, are you celebrating if you strike the kid out? I mean, I guess you're pitching to your own team. So I mean, what are we talking about, dude? Champ says that it's the what's he say? It's the organizations, not the parents or the coaches that give out those rings. Well, it needs to stop. I don't care. I don't care who is doing it. It's too much. And look, I'm someone, Jake, you know me. I love participation trophies.
Yeah, you do.
It makes, but just to get just a little cheap plastic boy. You know, a little cheap plastic boy or girl with a little bat in his hand that. Like they could, and you put a bunch of them up on your wall for every little league thing you were in when you were younger. Like the rings just completely cheapen any ring that you will get posted. And it's just a level of absurdity for when you're that young. Let the kids be kids, dude.
I wanted a good, I don't know how y'all, I like the medal. Like, if you won the championship, if you did the whole regular season, you won the championship. We played in the Junior Independence Bowl. Shout out Shreveport. And, the coaches got the big trophy, right, that we all celebrated with, but we all got, pretty cool-ass medals.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that was pretty cool. But, again, we went through the regular season, went to the playoffs, won the Junior Independence Bowl, and we all got a medal.
Eric Naquin says, I'm sorry, but Arkansas getting rings for winning 7-6 winning the Lantern Bowl is lame AF. The only thing is, guys, we got to remember, I don't know if we're fully appreciating the depths to which Arkansas football can descend. I mean, what did they go 2 years without winning an SEC game?
I think so.
It was.
If it was,
I think Chad Morris went 1 in 20 something.
Yeah,
right?
it might have been. One.
I didn't think he won one at all. He may have won one.
It can go awful for them, right? And so Pittman putting a second winning season in a row together, including a bowl win, I do not think is anything to turn your nose up at. And you want to reward your players. Guess what? You know what? Those Arkansas players may not be as talented as LSU or whoever, but they work just as hard, and it's real, actual work. It's not dad throwing touchdowns to kid in flag football at 5 years old, or these coaches in T-ball just continuing to send kids running the bases because kids can't throw the ball or catch it or anything.
I mean, I don't really feel one way or the other about Arkansas getting rings. I know for us, if we won a bowl game, we got a ring. Now, I don't know if that was tied to certain situations. Like in 2005, we won the Peach Bowl. We got rings, but we won the West that year. So I don't know if it was tied to that. And then we won the Sugar Bowl in 2006. So you're going to get a Sugar Bowl ring.
You should get a BCS
And then we got a national championship ring. But we did not certainly get one in 2004 when we lost the Capital One Bowl. I mean,
no. You don't get one.
You don't get one for that.
Well, but no, I think you're right. Context matters because in 2008, when we went 8-5 and won the Peach Bowl, not all Peach Bowl wins are created equally. there was no ring, and there should not have been. You like if you're at LSU, you do not get a ring for going 8-5.
So you're saying it's because of who Arkansas is and where they've been.
Yeah, and a lot of people are going to accuse me of being disrespectful there. I think I'm just being a realist, right?
I actually kind of like this because you typically don't have this type of feeling.
You can take it as disrespect, but I just think that like context for different teams are different. Like Tulane should hang a banner for last year. They should get all the rings, all the trophies. Like that is an absolutely mind-bogglingly good season for the Green Wave, especially in the context of modern college football. Alabama's not going to get a ring for winning, I don't know, the Independence Bowl or something like that.
They did win the Independence Bowl in 2007.
Maybe back then they would have gotten a ring.
Nick's first year, I think they went to the Independence Bowl.
I thought they said
Oklahoma
no.
State?
I thought they said no because when they were like I thought they were. Oh God, I thought I remembered the story. Maybe I'm completely wrong here, and I just made this all in my head, which would be weird. But I thought they said no to the Independence Bowl, and the old joke was that they were afraid to go through ULM. Because wasn't that the year? Did they lose to ULM that year?
They did. That was Saban's first year.
Yeah.
They did lose to Ulm that year.
And I think they were.
But they did play in the bowl game. They beat.
did. Okay.
Yes, they beat Colorado 30-24.
Wow. Chad Morris,
Independence Bowl.
no SEC wins, 4-18 overall in 2 seasons.
Solid.
So he got fired halfway through his second, or after 10 games of his second season.
And that's with like John L. Smith being around there as well, somewhere where they went winless. Also, like Arkansas going 7-6 is nothing for them to just turn their nose up at. Even though I don't know, I think a lot of people are probably like Arkansas fans might hear that and think I'm being condescending. Look, I love y'all. Okay, I love the Golden Boot, legitimately. Genuinely and sincerely. I'm not your enemy. I'm not the guy to come after, but I do think, I think a ring in this situation is cool for y'all.
T-Bob, who is your favorite SEC school that is not LSU? If you have to pick one, like don't give me a.
Yeah, no, dude. I want
to go around the room.
I've said this plenty of times. It's not just because I wore all that gear that one time. I feel a certain kinship with Mississippi State, and the Bulldogs. Now, is it because I feel unthreatened by them in many ways? Certainly, I think that has to be an element. I'm not going to love anybody that I'm threatened by, right?
Okay.
Like screw Georgia, screw Florida, screw Arkansas. Hell, that's the 1-2 team I had a losing record against in my 5 years at LSU, which boggles my mind. Yeah. But no, I mean, you beat Mississippi State like 18 times in a row or whatever it was, and I think they're good people, blue collar, salt of the earth. They were very, very kind when I went and hung out. Every time I've gone up there to hang out.
Yeah.
And they too understand what it's like to come from just a completely economically broken state with awful politics and just a horrible legislature that can't get anything done infrastructure wise. So like we have a lot of connective tissue there.
Okay, that's a good answer. I understand that answer. You've explained it well, Mario.
Yeah, I don't have as much beef with Arkansas as you guys, and I had a lot of fun rooting for him in the tournament a couple of years ago in Vegas.
And calling the Hogs is fun.
You called the.
It is, dude. I'm telling you, man.
It's kind of cultish.
Exactly. Sometimes it's fun to be a part of the cult.
Exactly. Be a part of a cult. Hey, wake up, Texas. Look at you.
Yeah. Those people are passionate about their team, man. I respect it.
Well, I mean, every SEC fan base is passionate, but okay, sure. To each their own. Taylor.
Well, I mean, even though they've been really dominant the past couple of years, always was a big Mark Richt fan, so always found myself kind of pulling for Georgia, and always hated Florida. So in the Florida-Georgia game every year, I'd watch them. I liked Mark Richt, so I guess kind of Georgia.
Okay. Oh, gross, disgusting. Hey, look. There are 3 top dogs in the SEC right now, and it's Alabama, Georgia, and LSU.
Oh no, I know. That's what I'm saying. Recent years, I get it.
Straight.
Yeah.
Okay?
But I guess like throughout life, it's been
right
Georgia.
now. Always like Mark Richt. Why?
So. Yeah.
Boring.
Well, I mean, Mark's actually a really good person.
He is a great dude. I like Mark Richt at Miami.
Yeah, exactly. I probably I want to say Kentucky because I do appreciate Kentucky. I do, but the basketball portion of Kentucky doesn't allow me to do so.
Oh wow.
There's something about the basketball. There's a lot of things with the Kentucky basketball that I just don't jive with. I'm going to go South Carolina.
Oh, that's a great answer.
That was my second choice.
I'm going to go South Carolina.
That was my second choice.
Yeah. South Carolina, man, great location. Shane Beamer, one of the best people on this planet. Coach Spurrier, when he was there, was always a lot of fun. You know, they're competitive enough in almost every sport, but they're not dominant, so they're still lovable. So I'm going to go South Carolina.
Yeah, I'll say this. South Carolina fans are some of the realest because their football program has been awful. Like, actually, you could argue maybe outside of Vanderbilt, if you just look at their history, the worst team in SEC history. I mean, and they played for 100 years, and outside the Spurrier era, they won 10 games once. Like, it's been a really – and yet they still pack it out every weekend.
Yeah.
Environment's great. So South Carolina's a really good answer. And they're in the East, so you don't really have to worry about them as much. Yeah, it's a great answer. Darren G says, come on, T-Bob, how do you not hate Bama? What? Did I misconstrue?
He does. Like, T-Bob might hate Alabama more than anybody I know.
Hating Alabama is my grift. It's like Nick Wright doing the LeBron over MJ stuff, or Skip just constantly crapping on LeBron. Like, I go out of my way just to try to trigger Alabama. It's like yesterday, I did a whole rant on how Jalen Hurts proved Alabama fans wrong, which is an objectively ridiculous thing to say when you just talk about Jalen Hurts and what he's done in the NFL. But again, we all got a grift, and that's mine.
Yeah.
It's just going after. I loathe Bama. The passion of a burning 1,000 suns. I hope the entire city is razed to the ground and their fields are salted and their women and children kidnapped and brought back to my place. So, no, get the hell out of here.
I'm just glad we made it through this exercise and no one in the room said Florida, because I would ask you to kindly leave.
Yeah, no. Florida's too good. And we've lost national champions in the baseball recently. I mean, you've gotten your heart broken in football by them before. Screw
not
Florida.
many times.
Not lately. No, not lately.
I feel like Castleton whooped our butt for like 7 years in the basketball team.
Yeah. I mean, well, and look, the basketball, like, Florida's good. Like, Florida's been good at all sports. They can't figure out football against LSU right now for whatever reason, but they're too good to feel like, I like Florida. And their colors are just so bad. So bad. Gross.
I mean, yeah, like you've won 10 of 13 against them in football.
Yeah, no, they haven't been
You've
able
won
to figure
4 in
it
a
out.
row. You've won 5 of 6. I mean, these kind of liking this.
And you know what's funny? My hate for Tennessee is kind of a work. It's not really a shoot. Like, I actually kind of like Tennessee. Seems like a really cool campus. Colors are tight. I like the fan base. The football stadium's incredible.
I will do. Florida's colors aren't awful.
Yes, they are. That orange and blue.
I don't think so.
Oh, it makes you want to throw up.
I mean, you can't like Tennessee's colors.
Well, but it's my brain is so dumb. The reason why I like Tennessee's is they just feel very medieval with the orange and the checkerboard, and I just feel like
so. Why don't you? Like Kentucky literally has checkerboards on their unis.
Okay, love Kentucky's blue checkerboards. Like they're like,
I mean, it's like medieval times. Like you went to sit down and watch a show.
1,000%. When the new Warhammer Old World models get released, sometime in the next couple of years, they have these Bretonian Knights. I'm going to get a squad of Knights, and I'm going to try to paint one for each SEC team.
Ooh, okay.
And,
like that.
and you best believe there's going to be that royal blue checkerboard and orange checkerboard.
I don't know the painting world. How in the world are you going to be able to? That seems so detailed and small. No, even color match.
Oh,
like
the checkerboard?
Do a checkerboard on something that's
you can do it. It's not going to look great because I'm not great at it. I mean, you should see some of the stuff that people freehand. But yeah, there's ways. You can kind of go with a pen first and then paint over it, which is probably what I would end up doing. But yeah, I kind of like Tennessee, if I'm being completely honest. But I just love trolling them. All right, when we get back, we'll actually do some OTB Mailbag. Then we got Brody Miller coming up as well. Keep it locked. Off the bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to Donaldson Glass and Body, dgbauto.com. dgbauto.com is the website. You can actually chat with Mr. Kenny Frederick right there on the website to go ahead and set up whatever you need for your vehicle. Remember, Jake, for 50 years, man, since 1977, Donaldson's been getting your car right. And what I love is it started as just glass repair, and they are still to this day your glass repair experts. And never forget, 24/7 emergency towing as well. So you get in an accident. The insurance company can't tell you where to go. The police can't tell you who to get to tow. The answer to both is Donaldson Glass and Body.
dgbauto.com is the website since 1977, like T-Bob always let you know. And I'm sitting here thinking, I told you yesterday, man, that's a long time. That's 8 years longer than I've been here. And I'm creeping up on 40. So if you've been doing something that long, you've done it the right way. and your customers are always satisfied, right? And so go to their website, check out what they can do for you. Donaldsonville Glass from Body.com, DGBauto.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford has $2,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% APR for 84 months on new 22 Ford Expeditions. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, live Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down the
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, Anytime, Hunt Palmer, and after.
Charles Hanigoff join us for the Tuesday edition of Hanny Time. Dwayne Colucci joins us from Las Vegas. The NBA playoffs continue and the NHL playoffs are underway. Hanny Time, noon weekdays, 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, welcome back. Let's do a little OTB Mailbag.
Special delivery! I have this special delivery for Off the Bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
We'll be writing to you.
The internet. What the is the internet?
Hashtag OTB Mailbag. If you go back and be a college student, where would you enroll? Not as an athlete and can't be LSU. Comes Ryan Brack. This is kind of easy for me.
San Diego State.
I love the fantasy of the kind of august Northeast college, right? Where it's like in fall time, there's like brown and red leaves, and it's like red brick buildings. So I don't know, I don't know if Boston College is the
very
answer,
old
but like,
building with a lot of history.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like some like kind of,
It's a good one.
This was founded by the founding fathers back in 1785. Something like that. It doesn't have to be Ivy League. Like I like something like, but because I don't know if I'd want that workload. Maybe
That's
kind
a good
of feeling
answer.
like a little Boston College type deal.
That's a good one. Like I said, San Diego State, Arizona State, a couple of different places that I've lived. I lived in Tempe for a little bit, San Diego. Really enjoyed those campuses. Spent a lot of time on those campuses. I don't know, USD, University of San Diego, one of the best campuses that you possibly, just ask Jay Johnson. He spent some time there as an assistant baseball coach. It's incredible. It's also $50,000 a year. So
wow,
bring your wallet.
Wow. I always wondered what it would be like to go to like a small like liberal arts college or something, without like major sports and everything. I don't think I'd be into it, but I'd be kind of intrigued by it's just a way different life experience than I've ever had.
I was going to say somewhere like Pepperdine. That's an incredible campus.
Yeah, I've seen that campus. That thing is amazing. Built into the cliffs right there off Pacific Coast Highway.
The whole West Coast Conference. Honestly, when you look at some of those campuses, that'd be a good one if you're into that.
And I know why you're going to Arizona State. The reason why everybody does. Because everybody's beautiful. It is the ultimate Barbie and Ken school.
Yeah, it is.
It's a bunch of hot young people.
Shout out Adam Miller. That's where I just transferred to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Smart. What about you,
Smart.
The answer for me is Loyola, New Orleans. They offer me a scholarship, have a really good broadcasting program, plus Uptown NOLA is just good vibes. So if I didn't go to LSU, I'd probably go there.
What about you, Taylor?
Love Nashville, so maybe Vanderbilt, but FAU at Boca Raton would be a good place to go to college. So I'm thinking either FAU or Nashville. Very different, but I like both of them.
Okay.
Hashtag OTB Mailbag. What's a more lame trophy than A&M putting the 2018 win on a souvenir cup? Asked Gulf South. Interestingly, A&M has the more lame trophy when they gave Jimbo Fisher a national championship trophy without a date on it when they first hired him.
Yep. That's the answer. There's nothing that we could say that would top that.
It's literally the worst trophy that's ever been given out in all of sports. It's unreal that somebody thought that was a good idea and went through with it.
I do remember Kentucky, they had an undefeated season. I don't know the year, 40s, 50s, maybe even earlier than that. And, there's SEC teams that love to claim national championships that maybe they only claim. But Kentucky kind of had a claim to one, but they never celebrated it. But then they were like, you know what, this could probably do a lot for recruiting. And so they put a national championship trophy, I think, in their football facility, but they got clowned for it, so they took it away.
Who did this?
Kentucky.
Why did they put a national championship trophy?
Because I think that they were undefeated, and maybe one poll had them as, I don't remember the full story, but they put it in there. And then they took it out because they got clowned.
Yeah, Kentucky. What are you thinking? Are you an idiot? That is my question for whoever approved that. Hashtag OTB Mailbag. Did y'all hear about John Rice Plumlee last Friday?
Yes.
So I did not. This is cool, though. So he's at UCF. He started in the baseball game, went 2 of 3 with a triple and 2 ribbies, then had to leave in the 7th to go be the quarterback in the spring game. That's awesome. Also, John Rice Plumlee remains just, a very impressive figure.
He's still playing football.
Having that many abs, playing football, being the quarterback, being really good at baseball, and being I don't know if he gets the rank of concert pianist, but he's very good at the piano.
Mm-hmm.
It's a powerful package, boys. Good luck if that guy sets his sights on your significant other.
Are you saying it's a wrap?
I'm saying yes. But just be cool with it, right? Because it's whatever. It's not like he's going to stay with her.
Okay. No, I'm with you.
Keep moving.
1950, Kentucky finished first in the SEC, won the SEC, was 11-1. They won the 1951 Sugar Bowl against Oklahoma 13-7. Now they finished 7th in the final rankings, but they do claim it as a national championship.
Wow.
Look, you go first in the SEC, you beat Oklahoma, I'm sure it was a power then in the Sugar Bowl. How are you 7th?
Yeah, I don't know. It's because this is why when we did our blue collar list on Snaps, there just were not a lot of Southern schools that made it on the list. So it was just because, like, I feel like Northern football was just the bee's knees back then.
Before we move off this topic, I just want to say the Pelicans used to have a banner for winning their division in 2008, and it used to be the only banner in the Smoothie King Center. But I'm glad they took it down, though. To your point about Arkansas, I get what you're saying, like celebrate your accomplishments, given who you are. But if the only banner you have is for a division title, I'd rather there be no banners.
I kind of feel that, but like I think it's okay to hang banners for division titles, right? You just make them a little smaller, but I guess you don't have anything.
If it's the only one in your stadium from 16 years ago,
and divisions in the NBA don't really mean anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But like an NFL stadium, if you want to put something up for division champs, I think that plays.
They did used to have Pistol Pete's number 7 retired, and I wish they still had that in New Orleans.
Hashtag OTB Mailbag. If you could put one fictional football player on the Saints and LSU, who would it be? Pablo Sanchez from the Backyard Football Series. Pablo was maybe one of the best athletes of my entire life. He could do it all. He could crank home runs. He was so fast. With the ball in his hand, he was a magician. Incredible finisher on the soccer pitch. Pablo Sanchez, my answer.
Mario, you have one?
I'm going TJ Duckett from NFL Street. He used to drop people.
Wait, so specifically the NFL Street version of TJ Duckett,
yes,
not real life TJ
the
Duckett.
video game character.
I feel like Ricky Williams NFL Street NFL Street Ricky Williams was on a whole nother level.
It was on the cover.
I think I'm going to go Paul Blake.
Who's Paul Blake?
From Necessary Roughness.
Oh, that's what's his name?
Scott Bakula.
Yes, Quantum Leap.
Yep. I mean, look, grizzled vet, can play in college like he did in the movie, can still go pro, got a lot of grit. Gonna go Paul Blake. Great movie.
Taylor?
For the Saints, I'll go Willie Beeman. They need a QB.
Hell yeah. Steeman.
For LSU, I'll go Smash Williams from Friday Night Lights, toting the rock.
Hell yeah.
Is that the Friday Night Lights TV show?
That's the TV show,
Okay, I was
yes.
going to say, I don't recognize Smash Williams.
You need to watch that show.
I heard it's pretty good.
It's probably my favorite I've watched.
Really?
Yeah.
You watch Succession.
Friday Night Lights is good. Young Michael B. Jordan. I encourage you to watch it.
God, we have so many good questions that I want to get to, but we kind of got to get to.
You want to win that booby spin from the movie?
Brody. Here, last one. Hashtag OTB Mailbag from Craig Ranger or Chat Chef. Biscuits and syrup, yes or no? So my grandma put me on this for Manny. I will say this, but it's very specific in my mind. I like this if you have a thick, more honey-like sort of cane syrup. Specifically, I like blackburn syrup on my biscuits. And I like to rip up the biscuit into tiny little pieces and put the blackburn over it. And it is something tasty. Blackburn, I like it out of the fridge, though, so it's even got a little more viscosity. It's all very specific, but yes for me.
I mean, sign me up for biscuits. I mean, you can throw jam, you can throw butter,
Anything.
You can throw honey. You can
Throw it all.
Yeah.
I mean, throw the jelly, the butter, and the honey.
You
on
love
there.
making a KFC mixed bowl.
Yeah, I do. That is true. I like my food to just be an amalgamated mess of all the different flavors jammed together. Biscuit syrup, boys?
Yeah. Most things are good on biscuits, yeah.
Sure. All right, when we get back, see, Brian gets it, specifically cane syrup. Shane Falco's not better than Derek Carr, by the way, guys, okay? Relax. When we get back, let's talk to Brody Miller here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com, where you'll get an all-star experience. That's right. Find your next Toyota right there off of Airline Highway. The website's a great place to check out all the deals. Look, if you're a recent graduate, military member, they always got year-round deals going on for y'all. So go ahead and take advantage of it, whether you're buying new, Toyota certified used vehicle, or just looking to rent. Best prices in town, best selection in town, best people in town. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, go check out the website if you're looking for a rental. Per-day rental prices, and everything is available. So if you've got a trip coming up, if you need something bigger because it's you and the family and a lot of luggage, they've got you covered. If it's a quick weekend getaway, maybe you don't need your big SUV and you want to rent a sedan, you can do that as well. Multiple trucks available for rental if you're trying to haul something. No matter what your needs are, they're going to be met at the rental department over at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text TB to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Clash of the Cooks Jambalaya Showdown is back.
Join us on Saturday, April 22nd.
At the Ochsner Medical Complex at the Grove. We've got cooking teams of pros and Joes serving up their best jambalaya and Cajun Creole dishes, all while helping raise dough for local families battling cancer. Bring the whole family for great food, live tunes, and good times. Clash of the Cooks Jambalaya Showdown presented by Ochsner.
Saturday, April 22nd at lunchtime. Help us paddle it forward. For tickets and more information, go to clashofthecooks.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs.
Hey, it's Hunt. Join me for a Tuesday Hunt Palmer show. We'll chat with Glenn West about the Tigers getting ready to play ULL and Sharif Ishak on the Pels season. Hunt Palmer show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Brody, 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 Brody. B-R-O-D-Y. B-R-O-D-Y. Brody, 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 Brody. Brody, Brody, Brody. Brody, 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 Brody. Brody, Brody, Brody.
All-Star
Brody,
Toyota presents
Brody.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Brody, Brody, Brody. What's up, Brody Miller?
Hello,
At
how are you
BA
guys?
Miller. Brody Miller of The Athletic. Does a great job. Of course, for all of you real ones out there, you may have heard the Hold That podcast, which was mine and Brody's LSU podcast for a couple of years there before our corporate overlords made us break up in such a sad fashion. Brody, what's going on, man? And look, I apologize. I should have asked you this ahead of time, but I just completely take you for granted, and I take advantage of you, and I apologize for that. But what is the new podcast you're doing at The Athletic now?
Well, yeah, a few things to touch on there. One, I actually appreciate the you up nature of all the texts you send me, because it makes me feel young again. It makes me feel like I'm back on the market, getting you up texts, and I'm just like, maybe I am, maybe I'm up. And I like to, because I've said no to you a few times recently, and that's me kind of keeping my self-respect a little.
True.
I think there's a lot.
Can't give it
There's
up too
growth.
easily.
Yeah, there's a lot of growth going on. Yeah, you could listen to us at it's on the Andy Staples feed. It is David Ubben and I on Football and Grits. It's an SEC-wide show, far better than anything T-Bob does outside of off the bench. But also, my question for you is, how long do you think you will forever intro me by mentioning Hold That Podcast? Like, what's the statute of limitations?
I agree, Brody.
Always and forever.
I love it. I'm here for it. I just didn't know what the limit
I'm
is.
not here to bury my past, okay? Our past made us into who we are today. We were once partners in crime. I'll never forget taking you on that original date and pitching you the podcast. So
over some smoked meats. It was lovely.
Yep, over some smoke. I think maybe some pepper jack boudin balls, which dipped in like a tangy Asian sauce. Pepper jack.
It was lovely. I remember it well.
Brody, how are we feeling about Saturday? Bournemouth 3, Tottenham 2. I mean, I need someone to have the same type of pain that I have as an Evertonian.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I thought about you as soon as Bournemouth scored the goal right there at death. I'm like, oh, Brody, poor guy. Not Gordy, because Gordy, I don't care about you being a Tottenham fan. I care about Brody.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're definitely reaching a point of apathy and a little bit of just like disgust where I don't really see the positives, like fire a coach for throwing a hissy fit and just not working out. Our Italian director of ops, or whatever you want to call him, football director, is just suspended indefinitely from Europe for like years. Just like there's not much good going on. Harry Kane's probably getting sold in a few months. Not a lot of good vibes, and I'm reaching apathy. That's very unfortunate because they give me a lot of joy normally.
Okay, thank you, Brody. I appreciate that. All right, sorry.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, well, let's just run the gamut and talk about all of Brody's rooting interest. How are we feeling about your Sixers, Brody?
I say this every time, but I truly love that I've become the guy you guys just call to be like, let's fill some time and talk about Brody's life. And I'm here for it.
I mean, yes.
I'm
very excited to tell you that I've started watching
Brody.
Succession, and I love it. It's
Finally.
incredible.
The first 5 episodes, you're like, I'm not quite sure where this is going. And then like episode 6, you're just like, wait, is this the best thing?
So that makes me excited because it was literally episode 3 where I was like, oh, this is next level.
That's a good sign.
And now I think I'm on 5 as we speak. So you're kind of tickling me a little bit.
Wait till the
for
therapy
6.
episode, then you'll be all in. Okay, so Sixers, apathy's not the word there, but there's just a sense of, like, I kind of look at them and think they're probably one of the 3 best teams in the league. Like, they're well constructed. Harden's looking good. They're deep. They're like 9 deep. Embiid's going to win the MVP. I feel very good, but it's the Sixers, and they have like 5 straight years of data points of just like they find ways to choke in the playoffs. So I hope for big things. Yeah. I am fully prepared to lose in 5 at the Celtics.
Look, that's how you know that you're a writer for The Athletic when you talk about data points. Huh? That's how you. That's the context king striking again right there.
I'm just a dork. That's all it is.
No, I mean, Brody, you're right. We do call you just talk about your life because I enjoy talking to you.
I don't get to talk EPL with anyone else, Brody. So you have to understand, like, even a Tottenham question, I'm not a fan of Tottenham, but I appreciate someone else that will answer my question.
But also,
yeah, first off, you can just call me also, Jacob.
That's
like, I'm
true.
down to talk soccer with you.
That
Also,
is very
let's meet
fair.
up for a game at a pub. Let's go for it. Yeah.
That's very fair. That's incredibly fair, actually.
No, it's not, because Jake has a million kids. He's not going to go meet. He can't meet at pubs.
I mean, on a
for
Saturday
anything.
morning, if they got the early kick.
Okay, let's see it. Prove me wrong. Then.
Look, you just
Prove
pick a
me
team.
wrong, okay?
You just pick a team, okay?
I don't know, guys. I love the problem is I love the idea of it again more than I love it when it's actually Saturday morning. I'm like, okay, it's time to watch.
I think what helps, you need to watch with somebody one day. Like, watch like a game like with somebody, and then there's a bit more of like a communal element, and that's when it gets really fun.
That's fair. I can definitely see that. Like right now, I'm very tantalized by the idea of getting into an MLS team, but I've yet to follow through on any of that tantalization. I mean, like, what else are we going to talk about, Brody? There's a spring game on Saturday. I guess like Harold Perkins is going to play inside linebacker. That's tight or whatever.
Yeah, no, the spring game. I mean, this is a fair point because this spring is just a very weird spring of just like, why are we making too much of any of this? It's going to be offense versus defense Saturday. Like, a third of the starters are just being held out because they're experienced, so you don't need to worry about it. Like, there's a fake quarterback competition that isn't a quarterback competition. There's there's one running back really available. Just good times. So this is fair. It's been one of the weirder springs I've covered where nothing's wrong. There are no issues, but you're just like, what are we doing?
So I have one actual question, and it's because you've been out of practice and everything, right? As much as you can be, right? Have you noticed anything different about Jaden Daniels? Is there a certain aura? Is he carrying himself? Because last spring, obviously, he was brand new. He's still in the competition. Now he knows he's the guy. He's been here. He's been with the staff. Are you getting any different vibes? Can I get a vibe check on Jaden Daniels?
No, it's a valid question, but I think my honest answer is no, not like a, oh my God, it's not their way. Yeah. But as in like a Jaden Daniels, even when like things weren't great, the one thing that I think was always his superpower was that dude is like the chillest, coolest dude like in most rooms he enters. And I remember even like I have this vivid memory of the Mississippi State game where like Emmanuel Forbes is trying to talk crap to him and he just like shrugs at him. Like he just has this very like Cali guy, just like I don't care because he works hard, but just like this is what it is and I'm going to go with the flow and be cool about it. Yeah. So like that was a strength year one and he has that exact same vibe year two, I think, of just kind of like, I know what I'm doing and I'm going to do what I got to do. And I think, I mean, that Florida State game will be so fascinating to see. Ooh. It's the big question of like, does he, as we all think, possibly take a leap year two in a system, comfort with receivers, all that stuff. I believe in that stuff. And I think most of the time that's real. I just also wonder, that's normally for like a Joe Burrow who hasn't played before that. Like we do have 4 years of sample size of Jaden Daniels that it could go either way of like he takes a leap or maybe he is just to some extent what he is, which is a good quarterback. But I'm just so fast. That's probably the most important storyline of the season, really.
All right, Brody, one of the things that I think a lot of people are wondering are, what's LSU going to do maybe in this new portal window that just opened up, because you see who you have, and I know they've had a lot of injuries, but your roster, and now you have the ability to add some players. Is there a position group that you think LSU will look at to add in the portal?
I think safety's probably number one, just in terms of, and I think it's crucial that Kelly pointed out well, I think 2 weeks ago, kind of saying like the April portal window is very different than January and December, where that you are looking for a starter. This is more sure, maybe you find an amazing tight end. That would be great. But like most likely you're kind of looking for depth or better. And I think that's a key qualifier because, I think they're great at safety. They have 2 starting safeties back, some of their highest IQ guys on the team in Burns and Brooks. They're good there. But the fact that both have been banged up this spring shows you the next guys up are Ryan Yates, who really talented freshman, but a freshman, or Jordan Allen. And Matthew Langlois has been hurt and not really participating. And you're like, oh, shoot, you're low on safety numbers. So I think they would love to add another safety. I think that would help. I think tight ends always in the mix, like they're fine numbers-wise now, right? 4 compared to 1.5 last year, but still, you would love to add another guy there. And then I believe they just offered another interior lineman the other day. So I don't think
6'7" guy.
Yeah. I should know his name. I'm bad at my job right now, but
I can't remember either.
Yeah,
I don't know. No, I thought he played a big. I don't remember. Brody, do you remember?
This is on me. I should be a bit more prepared. I'm in like semi-golf mode right now. A lot going on. But
are you playing 2K still?
Yes, but EA Sports just came out their own game, and it has like unbelievable course access and has the Masters on it, which is unbelievably rare for a video game. Has all the majors, and like the courses are so immaculate, and everything else about the game's better than 2K, but the golf itself isn't as good as 2K. Yeah. So you really have to like ask yourself what you're in the mood for. It's a complicated thing.
Ooh, God, I could go for a good golf game. I haven't played one in forever. All right, Brody. Well, unfortunately, we have to go. We're out of time. But I do love you, man. I miss you. And y'all should all listen to the Football and Grits podcast. Like, after you listen to Snaps, if you only have time for one college football SEC-themed podcast, I would say listen to Snaps. But if you have time for 2, then Football and Grits.
I would say it's better to listen to 2 guys who never played college football than 2 guys who did, because those guys fake no stuff, it's like they're too close to it so they can't see it all. And I think that's the real truth of it. Go listen to Snap.
Flying too close to the sun. You're
Brody
right.
Miller.
Yeah.
At Brody A. Miller on Twitter. I love you, Brody. You have a great day, man.
Love you guys. Take care.
See you, Brody.
More to be next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Matthew Wyckoff is who we were looking for. from A&M. He was the cat that ended up being all freshman team.
They also just offered one out of Wyoming as well.
Shout out Moscona. He just texted me.
Well, I wasn't thinking about him. I was thinking about the guy from Wyoming that I was talking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who'd they offer from Wyoming?
Same interior offensive lineman.
I would offer centralplumbing.org. Up to you. Central Plumbing, 925-8552. These pipes. We should call Central Plumbing to come fix these, shouldn't I? They got 24/7 emergency service, flat rate pricing, everything that you need. Go to centralplumbing.org today. And look, just take advantage of them. Whatever you need done, they've been doing it for 50 years, y'all.
Go to the website, centralplumbing.org. It's not only for emergencies, right? Yes, certainly if you have an issue, they're going to come out 24/7 and they're going to fix that issue. But if you're looking to remodel, check out the website. Everything right there on the homepage, centralplumbing.org.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $15,000 off all new 2022 1500 SCA trucks. And all new Bayou automotive vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Each year, Guarantee Media hosts a radiothon to benefit Dreams Come True, the local organization that grants dreams to Louisiana kids suffering life-threatening illnesses and their families. We've interviewed these incredible kids, and their stories warm our hearts. And none of it would be possible without your help. So we're asking for your support in our effort to making more dreams come true. Each year, our Dreams Come True radiothon is powered by the Baton Rouge Clinic. Visit GuaranteeMedia.com to pledge your support today, and thank you.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level.
Musso, join us for Tuesday's AFR. Matt is back. We're getting you ready for LSU ULL at the box. LSU is back on the practice field. Special teams coach John Jancic meets with the media. Tuesday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Quick segment here, really long, Brody. That's on me, bad clock management. I apologize. We're going to kick things off in hour number 3 with Nick Underhill. Talking to Saints. We'll talk NBA playoffs as well. We'll finally get to that Jamar Chase piece that I originally had planned for hour 1. But imagine this. I just talked too much. I mean, hell, we haven't even talked about Jalen Hurts yet. Which, congrats to Jalen Hurts. Highest paid quarterback in NFL history. Just remember, when it comes to quarterback contracts, y'all, it is not saying that you are the actual best. When a team chooses to give you a contract like that, what they are saying is that they believe you to be tier 1, right? And if you are tier 1 and it is your turn, you get the most money. So by extension, Philly is telling Jalen Hurts they believe he is tier 1. Baltimore is telling Lamar Jackson they do not believe he is tier 1. For whatever that's worth, do with it what you will. Now, obviously, Joe Burrow, tier 1. Justin Herbert, tier 1, right? So I'm going to be fascinated to see how those contract works out and who will end up getting more. Because, Burrow objectively should get more, but depending on the timing of all this, I don't know that he definitely will. So we'll have to wait and see. I do know, though, that the same way that Jalen Hurts was a winner yesterday, Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert were winners as well. As, they going to get paid just as much. I mean, we're up to quarterbacks making $50 million a year now. It's a tough job. But if you can do it, there's 10 people on earth. Wow, Mara had your mic muted, dude.
My bad, he wasn't in the room.
Do you want to fight him, dude? Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. Okay, nobody fight. We're going to try to keep things calm during the break. Hour number 3 coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
On Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. What do you get? Jake, what do you get?
Search the highest degree.
That's damn right. They say it.
They blow you away.
Oh, okay.
And the competition.
Yeah. There's a lot of funny blow jokes that could be made, right? Because normally people's oh, they blow like they suck. Well, they do suck and blow, but in good ways. We got to stop this. Accutemp and Baton Rouge. The point is they're your AC experts, okay? All your AC heating and electrical needs. Remember, if you get that new AC install right now, we've extended through the month of April. You get that premium clean air package, $1,800 of value. And right now, it's just $69. You get that AC unit checked up on, so it's good to go for summer. Because, eventually it's going to get hot. I love it. It's kind of chill right now. But eventually it will. Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. Get that service to the highest degree.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text TV to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of Walker.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364-1007, and we'll come to your house and give you a free inspection.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Tuesday, April 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 74. Coming up on OTB OT, Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football joins the show up next to talk Saints. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTB OT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo. Weekly New Orleans Saints updates with Nick Underhill on OTB are brought to you by former LSU Tiger and attorney Chris Perrette.
Oh, yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. It is Tuesday at 9 a.m., which you already know what that means. We talked to our guy, Nick Underhill, about the New Orleans Saints at Nick_Underhill. New Orleans Football is the site. I am a proud New Orleans Football subscriber for multiple years now, 3 years, however long it's been. It's awesome. If you're a Saints fan, there's just no better website for all the information. Remember, Mike Triplett is now on the team as well. Nick, what's up, man? What's going on? I love it. Look at that. We get glasses, Nick, this morning. I don't even think I knew that do you wear contacts normally?
I do. Look, I'm not going to lie. Like, I totally would have forgot about doing this. I woke up late, and thankfully, Danny and Mario were on it early with the email. Yeah. So I saw the email when I woke up, and I was like, oh, all right, it's Tuesday morning. So, yeah.
Okay,
so, yeah, we're here with the glasses.
So actually, Nick, some show news. Danny moved on to bigger, better things just last Friday.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Better.
So Danny is gone, unfortunately. But our guy Taylor did a great job being on it, getting the email in early on. There you go, Taylor. Nice win for you early on here, bud.
Yeah, not to speak ill of the dead, but that makes sense because I used to get the email. I used to get the email at 8:58, and I'd be texting Mario like, "What the hell's going on here?" So shout out to Taylor. Yeah, thank you.
Can confirm. Danny would get pissy when I said something. Yes, can confirm.
Hey, so we opened the show today with a bit of an odd topic, Nick, where there's a piece in the Picayune just about kind of like, the last 16 months and being a New Orleans sports fan and how all your highest paid professional stars, it's been a really rough 16, right? Now, it was about Brandon Ingram, about Zion, and about Mike Thomas. Now, I do think there's a critical difference there in that as good as Ingram and Zion are, they never achieved anything near what Mike Thomas achieved when he was out there, right? I mean, he was on a literal, inarguable Hall of Fame trajectory at the beginning of his career, and it has been completely thrown into disarray. So I started to get a bit excited yesterday when I saw the deadlift video and everything. But let's start here with Mike Thomas. Just last month, Dennis Allen saying he's still not 100%. They're not going to put him on the field until he is 100%. Do you have any insight as to like where he is actually with this toe and what could possibly be going on with this toe to cause him in March to still not be 100%?
Well, two things. One, are we sure we want to start the Instagram hype? Because we did that last year,
Yes.
and I feel like this Tuesday spot was maybe responsible for people like putting the Saints in the Super Bowl last year because we were so into the Jameis Instagram videos. So I'll take a hit there. But look, I saw the video too, and he looks good. I mean, I looked it up. Like a dolphin, I guess, weighs 500 pounds. So he was basically lifting an adult dolphin there in that video. So shout out to Mike for that. Look, the things with his injury, he's tough. He's tough to know what's going on with. It's tough to get information on him. And I think part of the lack of information on Mike in general is that Mike doesn't want people to know what's going on with him. And people will respect that if you tell them, hey, don't ever say anything about my health status. With that being said, I'm not saying this is like a hard report. I'm just saying as far as asking around and hearing maybe what's whispered back a little bit, I think that there's some hope that maybe we see him doing some on-field stuff during OTAs, or I'm sorry, during minicamp, not OTAs. Maybe not full go, but out on the field, moving around, maybe doing some stuff. But again, last year, Mike kept that whole part of the process invisible from the media. And then one day during the middle of practice, he runs out into the field during 11-on-11 drills and runs her out and catches a pass. And that's how he made his return. It was kind of under a cloak. So Mike might be doing some on-field stuff where we don't see him during minicamp. So it's kind of tough to say. But I do think come training camp that he's going to be out there, he's going to be healthy. But I think the reluctance to say, for Dennis Allen to say, hey, he's going to be back on July 27th. If Mike isn't back out there, why even create that pressure on him? And it's going to piss Mike off, and then that alienates him, and you're in this weird situation. So I think sometimes the stuff that we want to know doesn't always align with kind of what's best for the program. And look, people are going to be pissed off if someone isn't playing, but if they're playing and everything's going good, it doesn't matter. All that pissed off stuff goes away. If Mike comes back and he plays 17 games, all the frustration of the previous years melts away. So it's frustration in general that people aren't healthy, and there really just isn't a good way to handle it. I would love to be able to say every single time, hey, April 18th, like this guy's coming back. But I know as a reporter, when someone says, hey, they're going to be back by this date, I never say the date. Like, I'll be like, he's going to be back in this time frame. Like, because things change all the time. And then I look stupid for having the wrong date. So it's just nothing ever goes to plan. And living in the realistic world, I just think it's hard to say, like, this is specifically when they're going to come back.
I will say this, Nick, on the topic of getting excited over Instagram hype videos. I never want to become so cynical or beaten down by the world that I close myself off to love, right? And so have we been burned? Absolutely. But I'm still going to approach this thing glass half full. I'm telling you, watch. I see the future. I saw it this morning when I was taking my notes. Mike Thomas returns. Zion Williamson matures. Brandon Ingram picks up where he left off. Both teams make the playoffs, and the city is healed once again. One more, Mike, before we move on, because I'm sure there's draft topics floating around in the air, and there's a ton of good draft information on New Orleans on football. Mike Thomas seemed very excited when Derek Carr was signed. It feels like that was kind of one of the impetus behind him returning. Do we have any insider information on that relationship yet? Like how it's developing, how they're working together, just where his excitement level was at for Carr?
So I think it was a shot at our heart directly. I think Derek did some scouting, and when he did his introductory press conference, he said that he would not have any Instagram videos of him working out with anyone. So no specifics on them getting together and working out, but they did talk about making that happen at some point. I know Mike's been with Chris Olave this offseason, so that's something too. So that's a good thing to see. But I do think they're going to get together. They're going to work on it. Mike definitely was excited about Derek coming here. And there was a point this offseason where it felt like for sure these sides were going to go different directions. And I do think that getting Derek changed the perspective on Mike's side about what he wanted to do, the kind of trimming of the contract he'd be willing to take. So I'm excited to see those two get together and start working, because you picture Mike, say, even at 70% healthy, I think him with Derek Carr is something that's going to work really, really well. And some of that stuff that he used to do with Darren Waller, I think that you could put some of that on Mike's plate. Some of the, the stuff over the middle that they were just so good on. I don't think that necessarily has to be done with the tight end. So I just think that type of player with Derek and that type of player with Mike, we saw it before. I mean, I think that it could be a really, really good combination. So I'm always going to believe in Mike's ability to play until someone tells me he can't. And I'm sorry, I'm glass half full on him. I've just seen him perform too well. I know how hard he competes. I know how much he cares about the game. So I'm always going to be the believer until there's just absolutely nothing left to believe in. So I'm excited to see that. I mean, that's at the top of my list of things with this team. And I think if you got 10 games out of Mike Thomas this year, I mean, that would be a huge benefit. You got to backstop it. You got to have a plan B and all that stuff. But anything out of Mike, I mean, we saw it last year. If he can stay healthy and stay on the field, he's going to be able to play. He's going to be able to make them contested catches.
Well, Nick, speaking of having a plan B, we've got the NFL draft coming up, and I know you're probably diving all into that. It's going to be coming up here very soon, next week, in fact, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I want to ask you this, because I've seen a lot of different mock drafts, and I've kind of put together the first 3 rounds for the Saints and where maybe some people have them selecting or who they have them selecting. I want you to tell me which one of these is the most likely. All right, so in the first round, Brian Brzee from Clemson has been a very popular choice for the Saints. In the second round, Luke Musgrave from Oregon State had a really good Senior Bowl. Watched him down there in Mobile. Third round, A.T. Perry, receiver out of Wake Forest. So with those 3 picks, first round, second round, third round, which one is the most likely for the Saints?
I would like the Brzee pick just because I feel like that's the biggest area of need. Third round receiver, that doesn't necessarily bother me. That's kind of the sweet spot for me for a running back. I feel like if you get the running back in the third round, you kind of have your pick out of a handful of guys. You can get, Texas A&M, TCU. Yeah. HA, the UCLA running back should be there. So, I think you have a handful of guys that you could go after right there. In I don't think you have to reach that in the fourth round or kind of take the leftovers in the fourth round. So I like the D-line in the first round. If they strike out on D-line, I think Quentin Johnston, the wide receiver, could be an option maybe at 29. I think the preference is to go to a different position, but I think the value there would be something that I would keep an eye on as far as if they're striking out in front 7 players. But I do think that there is a desire, all things being equal, and obviously they're going to let their rankings and their board dictate where they go in that range a little bit. All things being equal, though, I mean, I think they definitely would much rather draft a defensive player in the first round.
Yeah, and there's actually a great article on New Orleans on Football right now, title of Draft for Need or for Value. Saints should do both by selecting a mid-round running back. So if you want to explore that further, go ahead and check that out. That's by Mike Triplett. Nick, here's God. I had a very embarrassing moment. I completely blanked for a second there what I was going to ask you. NFC South news. Devin White is getting out here, maybe not too happy in Tampa, saying he want to trade Jason Lichtman. I've been like, well, that's too bad, Devin. We're not going to trade you. What do you think? Is there any chance that Devin White gets out of Tampa Bay, or do you take light at face value there?
I think that he could end up on his way. Look, everybody's going to say their player isn't available until they get an offer that makes them available. And sometimes these things become self-fulfilling. I've seen it a ton of times where the team will be like, no, we're not trading him. That's a dumb report, da-da-da-da-da. And then lo and behold, the player ends up getting traded because now this report's out there, and that's kind of a signal for teams to make the call. And then when the phone rings, someone answers it, and maybe you hear something you like and it changes your point of view on things. I think it would make sense for them to trade him. I don't really know that they have anything to kind of compete for right now with the roster they have. So if you're going to go into the rebuild, just embrace it and go for it. And I think the Falcons have done more to get better. Carolina, if they get this quarterback pick, if Bryce Young becomes, the savior immediately, all of a sudden they're a really good team too. I just don't see the quick path for Tampa. So if you could get more draft assets and get things that can help your team down the line, I think it would make a ton of sense for them to move him.
Nick, which moves in the South, non-Saints moves, do you think maybe could have the biggest impact this upcoming season?
I like a lot of the stuff Carolina has done if they get quarterback right. I think they've done a really good job. I think Atlanta's done a couple things that are okay. I like the Jesse Bates signing. The trade for the cornerback. I don't see it. overpaying for some former Saints players. I like the Caden Ellis signing, but maybe not at that number. But look, he might prove everybody wrong, and I think he has the ability to be worth it. But immediately out the gate, it felt a little rich to me. So most of the stuff that I like Carolina because you can look at them and you see a direction. Now maybe Atlanta catches lightning in a bottle and everything works out and they hit it and go, but it just feels a little bit like dual world there where they're overpaying for vets on one end and trying to get younger on the other, and it doesn't necessarily all come together to paint a very clear picture. But I think they could be a decent team. I think Carolina has the best chance of being good if they get quarterback right. But I still like, as they sit today, where the Saints are probably for the next year or two, assuming they get the draft right. Long term, though, Carolina, I think, is set up to be a pretty good team.
Nick, do you have any thoughts on the Jalen Hurts contract from yesterday? Jalen Hurts now the highest paid quarterback in NFL history.
Yeah, I think he deserves it. The Super Bowl kind of really showed what he can do. He could be a really, really good player. I think the flip side to it, though, is you spend that much money, it becomes harder to build a team around the guy. And I think Philly's success was at least somewhat in part to having a really good offensive line. They had elite weapons everywhere. And I just think that becomes a little bit harder to do. But that's kind of what happens with these quarterbacks. Even looking at Kansas City, they had weapons all over the place. And then you pay Mahomes, and now all of a sudden you keep one elite guy, Travis Kelce, and then the quarterback, it's kind of his job to elevate everybody else and make up for that value. And he does it. It's same thing happened in New England. Brady never maxed out, but they always kind of had that one elite player. With Breeze, it was Jimmy Graham, and then it was Brandon Cooks. And then once Mike Thomas came, it became Mike Thomas. And that was kind of the way they move forward with it. You have one high-paid guy that can kind of bail you out when everything else falls apart. So Hurts is just going to have to show that he can be that guy. And I think we saw him make tremendous growth throughout the season. So for that contract to work out, it's just he has to become that just consistently top-tier quarterback that can elevate everybody around him.
It's so funny thinking back about how when the Dolphins started hot and Mahomes looked a little more human, we were like, oh, Tyreek Hill, Mahomes is 10 to 1. And then he's like, no. I'm still Patrick Mahomes. Nick Underhill at Nick_Underhill. Nick, I look forward to talking to you next week. I don't know exactly when I'm going to watch draft day, so I don't know if it'll be before next Tuesday or the night before the draft, but I will learn the legend of Bo Callahan soon enough here. You have a great day, Nick. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, I got one question. Two words. Jake, who's your guy at 29? You're the draft Nick on the show. I need to know who your pick is.
I like a tight end, I think.
Okay.
I like Kincaid if he's there.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll be there though?
You might have to trade up to get him. I love him. I think he has Kelce-like ability.
I do too.
I think he's special.
Oh,
how about this?
I would be okay trading up, by the way, to get him.
Don't overthink it, idiots. Darnell Washington's like 7 feet tall. Just draft him.
Have you watched Kincaid? Can you tell me what school Kincaid played for?
No.
Exactly.
Juan Kincaid. I love Juan Kincaid though. He's a great kid. He probably if he's like Kelce went to Cincinnati.
Okay. He went to Utah.
Oh, okay. Hey, close. Basically the same school.
Cincinnati and Utah always been claimed to be the same school. You're right.
I agree. They're kind of equivalent in terms of, Pac-12 champs, baby. Okay, actually, that's the guy that Cam Rising was throwing to constantly last year, right?
Imagine that. You found the quarterback for Utah, and the tight end's probably going to be a first-round pick, and you put those two together. Yes.
I'm saying no, but
Cam Rising was throwing.
I'm saying my only memory of him is him dominating that Florida game.
He dominated a lot of games.
Then he almost go for like 200 against Florida last year.
So, right now, the latest ESPN mock, I was trying to pull it up as you were talking there. Dalton Kincaid going 15th overall to Green Bay. Does that sound about right, Nick?
Yeah, I think he's probably in that like 15 to 22-ish range. I think if you wanted to get him, you'd have to go up and get him. I think that could take the first and the third.
That's
maybe.
what I was about to ask. Like, what would it take to get up to 15?
Yeah, trade value chart. I think it'd probably take first, third, and maybe some change to get up to 15. It's doable.
Don't tempt Mickey Loomis with a good time. Okay, that man will jump up immediately. Nick Underhill, thanks so much, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, take it easy, guys.
Thanks, Nick.
New Orleans Football is the site.
He's a player, man. There's a lot to like there.
The only time I really sat down and watched Utah was Florida and then USC, and he was great.
He's right at 6'4", 250 pounds, 70 catches last year, 890 yards, and he was injured a little bit too. So he missed some time, but
Darnell Washington's like 6'7". It's tight.
Are you drafting for the Oakland Raiders? I know they're in Vegas now, but
Yeah,
that's how Oakland you should draft. Or are you drafting for the Saints?
Davis gets it. You know how cool how big
Like
is this
Darnell
guy?
Washington, there's some upside without question there. He wasn't even the best tight end on his team though.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with Washington at 40 for sure. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah,
but if Dalton Kincaid is available and you can move up to get him, I'd love that.
Wow. Okay, there you go. All right, when we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
OTB, OT.
Join the G team, of course. Talking about Gordon McKernan injury attorneys. You get Gordon, what happens? You get it done. You need somebody who's going to fight for you in the courtroom? Well, Gordon's there, 225-888-8888. Just like the way the Godfather of NIL is fighting for these athletes. As a beautiful partnership has been born between premier Louisiana athletes and Gordon McKernan the G team is, look, they're using the kids for successful advertising, and the kids are able to benefit off of these incredible skill sets that they have created in their lives. The entire women's basketball team, the national champs, all on the G team. So join with the winners, okay, by getting Gordon.
If you want to find more information, maybe you can't get to the phone to dial the aids, go to getgordon.com. Right there on the website, everything that you need. Get a consultation set up. You can have a live chat right there on the site. You can check out a list of cases they can handle for you. Again, getgordon.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Clash of the Cooks Jambalaya Showdown is back. Join us on Saturday, April 22nd at the Ochsner Medical Complex at The Grove. We've got cooking teams of pros and joes serving up their best jambalaya and Cajun Creole dishes, all while helping raise dough for local families battling cancer. Bring the whole family for great food, live tunes, and good times. Clash of the Cooks Jambalaya Showdown presented by Ochsner. Saturday, April 22nd at lunchtime. Help us paddle it forward. For tickets and more information, go to clashofthecooks.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hi, I'm Brandon Landry, founder and CEO of WOes.
Hi, my name is Dr. Craig Green.
This is Ryan Terrio with HUDCORoofing.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. No matter how big your commercial roofing job, HUDCO can help.
My patients come to me because they trust that I can get the job done at a high level. Ryan Terrio and Richard Tilley have the same level of trust when it comes to roofing.
If you have a roofing issue, call HUDCO Roofing.
Give us a call, 364
Jimmy Ott and Mike Delicano for the Tuesday edition of Game Time. Game Time from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street in the heart of Mid-City. It's Game Time Tuesday night, 6 to 8 p.m. right here at 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Craig Range says, anybody watching the NHL playoffs? Absolutely awesome first night. I gotta be honest, I'm not. But generally in playoff time, I'll get sucked into the odd NHL game here or there, maybe the finals. I mean, playoff hockey is a different beast on TV, certainly. Just like playoff anything. I don't know. Actually, no, I don't think it's just like playoff anything. I mean, playoff anything is better, but I find that playoff hockey gets juiced up more even than like playoff basketball does. Although, again, it's hard to beat the absurdity of Draymond Green stomping Sabonis' chest and then, like you said, Jake, like straight up like a wrestler playing to the crowd. Like, I mean, he hit the Hogan.
Yeah.
He's like, what? Let me hear you. Oh,
and
man.
like being excited, like when the ref told him, like, no, it's flagrant, like you're out. He's like, oh, bet, okay, and then like sprinted to go try to
all
get
that was missing was like
the
bet
crowd up,
and then get a metal chair, and he like hits the ref over the back and like raises his arms up.
It's a very interesting series. I mean, those two teams obviously very close in proximity. I mean, they're right by each other. The fans for the Kings have certainly shown out in the first two games. We'll see what the Warriors are able to do. I mean, if any team can, erase a 2-0 deficit, it's the way that the Warriors can shoot, obviously, and play offensive basketball. So we'll see. But Draymond could be suspended. That is also something to pay attention to.
I mean, it has to be.
Doesn't mean as much to the team as he once did, but still means a lot to him.
He has to be suspended,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Well,
also, the Warriors are awful on the road, right? And they're like awesome at home. So we'll see. I mean, between that and then Russell Westbrook and the fan and which, by the way, y'all, because I had such a wedding-filled weekend and family-filled weekend, I told you I didn't get to watch any sports over the weekend. Full disclosure, yesterday, I had not seen the Westbrook block or any of them, but especially the last one during yesterday's show. My God, that was a play.
Yep.
I mean, that was a freaking play. The athleticism to D-up, block Devin Booker, and then as the ball is coming down, still find a way to throw it off of Devin Booker to get your team the ball in the game. That was some badass basketball right there, Bo. Okay, here's a story that I found on Twitter. It comes from B LeBlanc 40, and it's some. It looks like some Cincinnati maybe on whatever. I'll let the videos set it up. Go ahead, Taylor. Play this from a local news report. To play the video.
Some football fans and parents upset after a prank on social media. Some TikTok users posed as Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase, taking pictures and even signing a jersey.
Look at the size difference right there. Simone Jamison from our sister station in Cincinnati spoke with the men behind the prank as well as some upset parents.
Grayson Dashley is the tri-state 10-year-old who says he is one of the biggest fans of Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase. He tells us when he saw a TikTok video on Thursday saying the football star was going to be at Kings Island opening day, he knew his family had to be there.
It's the way that he plays and how good he is, and he's on my favorite team.
To the family's surprise, they saw Jamar Chase at Kings Island on opening day, or so they thought. Grayson took pictures and got his jersey signed.
All I see is my husband running with his camera to get a picture. They were like, it's Jamar. So in the heat of the moment, we were just like, oh man, we really are seeing him. He is here. You don't sit there to fact check online when you're in the moment and you could possibly be missing it.
Okay, go to the next video and then we'll comment on it. Already though, what are they doing? All
But the dream of meeting Jamar Chase in the flesh was short-lived.
There was a huge crowd of people towards, next to him.
We did not think we were going to get that kind of experience.
The man Grayson's family thought had signed Grayson's jersey turned out to be this TikTok influencer, Dale Adams. He tells us he's been co-creating prank and parody videos with his 19-year-old friend Reese Schmidt for their TikTok channel called Prodigy Sports for the past 4 years.
A while back, we went viral, and everyone had told us that we looked like Jamar Chase when we were rooting for the Bengals during the playoffs. I took that kind of to heart, and we thought it would be funny if we went to Kings Island on opening day and see what people thought, and if they thought I looked like Jamar Chase.
We're social media creators, so we wanted to go with it. It was a prank, it was a joke. So once everybody started believing it, kids started cheering, we were loving every bit of it. So this is kind of what we do.
But I was a little let down because of it. Like, everyone was saying he would be there.
I was frustrated. I was angry. I was sad for him that here he had gotten his hopes up.
An experience Grayson's mother, Megan Dashley, says made her son afraid to go back to school, now demanding an apology and accountability from the TikTok creators responsible for the prank.
I want him to know that these are little kids. Like, you can't play with their emotions. They're going through so much right now in this world that's just one more thing to add on top of it. If you want to do a prank, there's a line.
Okay, so at the very end of the video, I got to give Greg Merriweather a shout out. That's from WAFB, because you heard him start it as well. He said, "Look at the size different," and at the very end, he got it a shot about. He was like, "Yeah, and next time, understand that an NFL wide receiver isn't 5 foot nothing." Yeah, I mean, look, like what are we doing here, kids? Like what are we doing? Like, also, mom, look, online. Look, I hate a lot of the online prank culture. Right? A lot of times, people are tying things that could be called like sexual assault, other stuff. They're saying, "Oh, it's a prank," or "Why you had to prank?" Like the pranks. That's pretty harmless right there, though, and that's on you. If you thought that guy was Jamar Chase when you saw him in real life, and you're getting your jersey signed, and your 9-year-old is just as tall as him, I don't think it needs a phone to fact check whether or not it's Jamar Chase. And I don't know, Jake, can you claim to be a massive Jamar Chase fan if you think that's Jamar Chase?
Yeah, I don't know that you can. I mean, look, he's young and the parents maybe didn't know, but here's another telltale sign. You will never see an NFL player wearing team-issued gear out in the wild unless the only time you'll see it is if it's a rookie and your rookie minicamp and they want everyone to know that they're in the NFL. After that rookie minicamp, even that goes away. I used to love being in the airport. Right before we were about to go back to training camp, I'd be in Atlanta or some big hub, and I'd be like, "Oh, there's the old rookie." You'd see 6 or 7 of them going to their different locations. But outside of that, he is never going to wear a team-issued gear, certainly not going to be wearing it at an amusement park, and that is your giveaway. I mean, yes, and also, he's not near as tall, athletic, doesn't look like him, all of those things as well.
Saying, dude, he's your favorite player. And then Emil McCall in the chat says, "This is low-key, all black people look alike." I mean, there's definitely an element, there's a little element of that for sure coming out of the kid. But yeah, man, his mom not doing him any favors. You gotta be like, "Mom, pump the brakes a little bit. You can't be putting out there that I'm afraid to go back to school." Yeah. That's too much. So yeah, guys, if next time, if you hear that Jamar Chase is going to be at Blue Bayou or something, if you show up and he's not ripped and 5'7", just be aware that's probably not Jamar Chase. Wow. Bilbo says my child will not be that gullible.
So my boy's pretty good. Huddy Paul, man, he would not fall for that. He's 9 years old. Gonna be 10 tomorrow. Shout out HP.
They're sports freaks. They would know absolutely off the bat that's not smart.
Bruh. He'd hit me with a bruh.
My little dumbass probably could have been fooled back in the day, potentially. I'm not gonna lie about that. I'm not
well, you also didn't have the access that these children have now.
Me and that kid kind of look the same.
To the internet and to quickly, like Jamar Chase, TV, every game's on
quickly. What's quickly?
Quickly do a search on the internet.
Oh! I thought I'm old. I thought it was some app that I had never heard of.
Yeah, no.
Some where you could watch highlights or something. Should we make an app that you can watch highlights called Quickly? Should we make an app called Quickly? I don't know what the app would be, but that feels like a good app name, doesn't it? Quickly?
Yeah.
Okay, we said it. You can't use it now.
Can't use it.
We said it, so we own it.
Are we not gonna?
That's how IP
Are we
works.
also not gonna like call her out for saying TikTok?
Yeah, that was weird. That was a bit weird.
What?
I kind of lost that.
Cherry up.
They got lost in the sauce there. Emil's right too. So this is the other thing he says, dead giveaway was the apartment balcony TikTok video. If he was supposed to be Jamar in that video, like I thought maybe he was like supposed to be a fan in that video saying Jamar is going to be there. If he thought that was Jamar in the apartment balcony video, then I have absolutely no mercy for you.
If you go back and look at the video, I'm pretty sure he has a Joe Burrow jersey on when he's talking about.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, in my head, I automatically assume that in that video he's not pretending to be.
Yeah,
Chase.
no, I don't think so.
The kid, there's just no way. God, that apartment balcony, it just makes me feel like it reminds you like WCA. Like good times. Good times. Ryan Brack says, I'm afraid of him getting bullied at school, so we're going to agree to an interview on the news so more people see it. It's kind of funny. Green Laser, fraud is fraud. Whether it was a joke doesn't matter to the law. Yeah.
I would be like, bro, why'd you sign my jersey, though?
Yeah, no, that's on you, though. That's what you get for thinking that's Jamar Chase. That is you reap what you sow, and that's your just rewards. Yeah, I'd be mad that my jersey got signed for sure.
Yeah.
But if it maybe they're just getting a little old, not as sharp anymore. Maybe mom should go to Rejuve Medical, RejuveMedical.com. Remember, there are, it's not just for men, it's for women as well. Now, give her 20, 30, 40, 50. There are customized plans they can put together for you to help you feel younger and fight back against the aging process, recapture that energetic, youthful feeling. Maybe it's HRT, maybe it's not. Okay, they're going to draw your labs, get that consultation, figure out exactly where you stand while you're in there. Ask about the metabolization optimization, okay? Do upkeep on your body, guys. I got locations in Baton Rouge, Slidell, Metairie, and now Shreveport as well, RejuveMeMedical.com. Greg says, yeah, TikTok kid taught that kid a good lesson. Oh, man. Yeah. Okay, here's a good question. Who's it more on? The kid or the parents? I feel like the dad in that situation has to bear a lot of the blame.
We don't see you, Dad. Where you at, Dad?
Yeah, come on.
Where you at? You're the one that grabbed the camera, Dad.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, dude, if you have a deep cut Zach Kozart jersey from the Reds in your basement, like you're over the top fan. Oh, is that what was in the background? I didn't see that. Like that's a deep track. You're an over the top fan if you have that framed. No disrespect to the player, but that'd be like having my, Chargers jersey framed maybe in your basement. Okay, like he's a good player, a starter, but like if you have that deep of a cut, you should know what Jamar Chase looks like.
Bobby Hotep says this is probably his mom's low-key. Keep your third eye open here. Nice job, Bobby. This is probably his mom's low-key attempt, the interview, to get the real Chase to sign a jersey.
Oh, that's it. Okay. All right, say Bob.
If that's her in game, then I'll take the L here.
Yep.
As I am being played. That'd be not. But yeah, the dad definitely should know.
Yeah, we're on you, Dad. Where you at?
All right. When we get back, more OTB.
OTB, OT.
Hey, we want to remind you about Advanced Eye Center, okay, where they do sports vision training. And if you go find Advanced Eye Center on Facebook right now, you can sign up for the sports vision training camps, okay? This is for grades 3 through 6, 7 through 12. And it's really cool, Jake. Nobody else in Louisiana does this, and it's right here in Baton Rouge. And we do not appreciate all the time just how much of your athletic ability is dictated to and decided by vision. And if you want to put your child in the best position to succeed and maximize their potential, you want to go to Advanced Eye Center.
Here's the best part. Like you can go and you get tested, and this camp is set up for success because you can get better. You can improve on these things. And so we fully encourage it. T-Bob and I were able to go through the test, and just hearing, Doc talk about what we could do to improve it. Like those are things that if you have children that are in sports should get you very excited. Call today for more information, 225-769-6010.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
I drove myself to the ER, had heart surgery, and drove myself home 24 hours later, feeling fine. Starting running again after the procedure, I'm getting excited thinking about it. I had no pain, nothing. I felt great. And right then and there, I was like, oh my God, I'm back. I'm back. It's just amazing.
Ochsner Health. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't
Charles Hannigoff join us for the Tuesday edition of Hanny Time. Dwayne Colucci joins us from Las Vegas. The NBA playoffs continue and the NHL playoffs are underway. Hanny Time, noon weekdays, 104.5, ESPN Baton Rouge.
.104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and the Baton Rouge Clinic bring you the Dreams Come True Radiothon. Dreams Come True is an organization designed to help grant dreams for children with life-threatening illnesses and their families. The Radiothon is presented today by Luba, Lewis Mechanical, and Acura of Baton Rouge. Remember, for every $5 donated, you get an entry into our raffle. You can win an Aaron and Austin Nola autographed bat, ball, and picture, and an autographed LSU helmet from Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, the real Jamar Chase.
What?
Donate today at 1045ESPN.com.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Look, it's me, Brian McCann. Great to meet you.
You look nothing like Brian.
What? Yeah, a little bit, dude.
No.
What? They used to get on the old lookalike sites.
I know Brian McCann well. You do not look like him.
Okay. Friggin' name drop Nancy over here. I know Brian.
Yeah, because a lot of people name drop Brian McCann.
Yeah, Brian McCann, okay. Former All-Star.
Yeah, many-time All-Star.
Yeah, exactly. See, exactly. You really don't think
But you don't look like him.
Well, I mean, knows who John Gabers is. Already played that game, though.
Yeah, you tried.
Who do I look like then? Who could I celebrity impersonate? Yeah, I don't look anything like Brian McCann, actually. A little bit right here. Young Brian McCann, when we both didn't have beards.
No.
That looks pretty damn similar right there, Bo.
Not too. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying you don't look like him.
Yeah, no, not really.
Yeah, I don't really have anybody that I feel like I could pass for. I have a very unique body shape and type.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be like just me.
Any more thoughts on the NBA playoffs besides the Kings going up 2-0 and Draymond Green stomping out Mario? You were lamenting a few commercial breaks ago about how we live in a region where, the NBA playoffs are going on, and yet we're talking about like college baseball and spring football. So what NBA thoughts are you dying to engage in here?
Not really lamenting, but I just think it'd be different, be interesting. But the Sixers look good. I know they only scored 96 points, but they started the game off really slow. I feel like James Harden hasn't gotten enough credit for what he's done this season. Like, not the James Harden of old, but he literally led the league in assists.
Yeah,
like he's become an elite.
Think about it.
He's become an elite distributor of the ball, and the emergence of Maxey has been big. Tobias Harris had to sacrifice a lot. He's not putting up as many points, but Philly has a really complete team. If Doc Rivers can get over his choking in the later rounds, they have a real chance to go all the way, I think.
Hey, let me ask you about that game real quick, Mario. Sorry, T.
No, you're good. I don't care.
Like Cam Thomas didn't play. Coach's
get that.
decision. Like, help me, understand that.
I don't know. My problem with stuff like that, Jake, is I just always assume that I just really don't even understand a modicum of how to play defense in the NBA. Because, like, the only way that I can fathom that you're not putting one of the purest scorers on the planet, really, out there, he just must be. Is he like the Jason David of defenses out there? Like, I don't get it.
There's something, and it's not like he. I understand that there's a lot of games at the end of the regular season that he didn't play, but he also played in the season finale against Philly, and he scored 46 points in 43 minutes. I just there has to be some run for a guy like that in the playoffs. Like you would at least, certainly when you're scoring in the 80s.
Yeah, I understand the logic. Like, he's trying to lean on his veterans in a playoff setting, but you played Joe Harris 13 minutes and he had 0 points. Like, you have to be a coach at some point and get your best players on the floor. It's ridiculous that Cam Thomas is stacking up all these DMPs when he literally made NBA history. He became like the whatever player in history to have that many 40-point games in a row. So I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't know. Must suck at defense or something, right? Because, like, in theory,
not just suck. Like, it must be like the analytics must be awful.
Yes, just like a black hole of bad. Because, like, an NBA coach knows more basketball than we do, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So there's no way. It's just so weird.
Like, 46 points is still 46 points in an NBA game.
That is how my brain works as
against
well.
Against the team, I know that the team's different players played in that season finale, but come on.
Meal raises a good one for you, Jake. Colin Farrell. You actually do have major Colin Farrell vibes for sure. When we get back, let's do a little Ask the Bench here on OTB.
OTB, OT.
50 years, 5 decades, half a century. Any way you slice it, it's a very long time. And over that time, ITI Technical College has been helping Louisianians change their life for the better. ITI Technical College is a local, family-owned trade school right there off of Airline Highway. And there literally is not a better investment you can make in yourself in the entire state in terms of what you will pay for school versus what you could be expected to make. They've been constantly throughout the years recognized, awarded. And so if you feel like you're at a dead end, you feel like you have a job, but you want a career, you want that long-term security, go to iticollege.edu. Go sign up today. And in just 2 years, you get that AOS degree. You change your life for the better. You get that career. If you're a graduate, go find them on social media and check out all the great events they got planned for this 50th year anniversary.
225-267-8003. Call them today.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, Anytime, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Each year, Guarantee Media hosts a radiothon to benefit Dreams Come True, the local organization that grants dreams to Louisiana kids suffering life-threatening illnesses and their families. We've interviewed these incredible kids, and their stories warm our hearts. And none of it would be possible without your help. So we're asking for your support in our effort to making more dreams come true. Each year, our Dreams Come True radiothon is powered by the Baton Rouge Clinic. Visit GuaranteeMedia.com to pledge your support today, and thank you.
Clash of the Cooks Jambalaya Showdown is back.
Join us on Saturday, April 22nd
at the Ochsner Medical Complex at The Grove. We've got cooking teams of pros and joes serving up their best jambalaya and Cajun Creole dishes, all while helping raise dough for local families battling cancer. Bring the whole family for great food, live tunes, and good times. Clash of the Cooks Jambalaya Showdown presented by Ochsner.
Saturday, April 22nd at lunch.
Hey, it's on. Join me for a Tuesday Hunt Palmer show. We'll chat with Glenn West about the Tigers getting ready to play ULL and Sharif Ishak on the Pels season. Hunt Palmer show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Yo, check this out. I got to stand up now. I feel so weird. I said I wasn't going to stand up, but I'm so used to standing I can't sit anymore. Check this out. I think my kids, for the first time ever, actually asked to listen to their dad on the radio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So,
your wife, too?
Yeah, I know. Thank you, Kaylin, for dealing with the nausea. And she has told me plenty of times that talk radio makes her nauseous. But a huge shout out to my babies, Alice and Odette. Love you, girls. A great day at school. Alice is dressed up like a grandma today for school because it's a 100-day school, so they dress up like a 100-year-old.
Yeah.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
Very cute.
Always love it.
Love it. Love you, girls. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cole Kurz Light, Vizzy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky. Citrus Sweet. Ryan wants to know, what sports interest you, but you just don't have the time to invest to become a fan? I think I actually already accidentally stumbled on this. I wish I had a footy team that I really cared about. And specifically, I kind of want to get into the MLS, and I just haven't.
I think I'm good. I think every sport.
You watch, yes, you keep up with like every sport.
Yeah, and I have to for off campus. Certainly on the college side of things, because we talked, I think yesterday, softball, baseball, gymnastics, basketball, transfer portal, and football, so all of those things. But as far as like desire and want to, like, no, I give my attention to the things that I want to. No other sport really interests me.
Definitely international soccer, like European soccer. People are really passionate about the Premier Leagues, and then like Central and South America. Not as like bougie, but people are really passionate about their soccer.
More blue collar for sure.
Yeah.
What about you, Taylor?
I feel like I should keep up with baseball more.
God, I used to love the Braves.
Now I keep up with LSU because I board up for the games, but yeah, I've never been a big baseball guy.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Is Haley Van Lith on campus? See, this is where I'm just not good at my job. I'm an entertainer, not a sportsman.
Someone did say she was, but you know what? This It ain't the show to find that out.
Look, don't get mad at me. Everybody just freaking relax. Who's that?
The Louisville.
Oh,
player.
the Louisville girl. Who's
Basketball.
who's awesome.
Blonde hair.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. I have no idea. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Who's provided the worst odor ever in the studio?
Mario when he's working out sometimes, I mean, he's grinding. There's like a little workout smell to
I've had a
it.
couple
But T-Bob,
days where I don't wear deodorant, but I normally don't smell.
Yeah, you don't.
But sometimes I can, like, every now and then I'll smell me, and it stresses me out. There's nothing worse than when you feel like you smell yourself. Like, you cannot be convinced that everybody else isn't just smelling you, and you're just, like, freaking everybody out.
We probably all smell like push-ups at one point or another in the studio. Push-ups and squats.
All fair. The worst was the people that used to be musty in class at LSU because everybody's so close together.
I know.
Ask the
Bench. Nobody's ever been, like, musty in here.
Nah.
So I've had days where I felt musty.
Yeah. Well,
but I was more in my head than anything else. Turkish ice cream vendors. Grab the stick to get the ice cream or play along and enjoy the show.
I still don't know what you're talking about. You talked about it last week. I don't know.
So, like, have you ever seen the videos where you try to get an ice cream from a Turkish ice cream vendor and they, like, just constantly, like, they hand it to you and they fake you out? Oh, they're great videos. They're very funny. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
No.
Yeah, I've seen them before. I didn't know it was Turkish ice cream, but I know.
Bring one up and just show it in the background. I saw a technique from a guy the other day. You don't want to grab the stick. It gets too aggressive. It's like when a play fight turns into a real fight. I saw one the other day, though, Jake, that was excellent because a lot of the move their pull is hand you, like, a cone that doesn't actually have ice cream in it, and they take it out, and they expect you to hand the cone back. The other day, the guy was just immediately biting every empty cone that he got. So basically, you want to play this game? Well, I'm going to eat up your supply. You're either going to give me that ice cream or I'm going to eat all these cones.
Okay.
That's what I would do. Actually, I would just play along.
I like this one. Ask the Bench. Best Billy Bob Thornton movie. Bad Santa, Sling Blade, or Armageddon, or maybe another one.
I've never seen Sling Blade, but I love
Bad Santa's so good.
It's incredible.
Let me talk about quotes in high school from me and my
Yes.
boys. I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. That wasn't even Billy Bob, but it was still fantastic.
Oh, look, yeah. See, but normally, and a lot of times, too, it'll be on, like, a little stick, but they're just constantly playing you, not letting you eat the ice cream you bought.
Oh, okay.
What? Wow, yeah, you're such a hater, dude. You don't
Why would I, give me my damn ice cream?
Yeah, that's the game. Haha. Got her. Ask the Bench. T-Bob, thoughts on Seven Kings Must Die on Netflix? Oh, that sounds awesome. I don't know. I also saw something called Medieval the other day. It seems like it'd be right up my alley. I don't know. Hey, I do want to remind you, DraftKings Sportsbook app. Download it today. Promo code Baton Rouge. More coming up tomorrow. We love you. See you then.
OTB, OT.